からゼログラビティ肩の荷は降りないこびりつく地層のようにライト感ヘビーかい中そんな遠いもんな着物に対岸の価値なのにその身を削るほど姑息なる偽善者の思い込みディセルピーいっそ彼を伝え枝分かれ無重力状態いつか訪れ特別な瞬間浮遊してもまだ I can't say むき出さいとへと駆け出す二頭へと孤独を悟る隙間は痛いけど何回だって知ったって何回だってじゃがって上昇して落ちる速度には神をただ任せてるんだぜ
What is up, everyone? Sorry for the technical difficulties. I was trying to set up my microphone. I was trying to set up my mouse. Looks like everything's good to go now. Let me know if all the audio... Of course, I'm about to sneeze right before stream starts. That's the worst feeling. If the audio is good, please just let me know. Hello, welcome, everyone. I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for the big turnout yesterday. It's the most I've ever gotten. So thank you so much for everyone who tuned in yesterday, and we continue on. Hope you guys are ready. You got your pack of Twizzlers next to you. So where we left off yesterday was hellish, like it has been pretty much nightly, and right after we just had a happy time, things became not so happy time. And we have that alarm going off. Yeah, that's true. You're right. The opening is always super loud. Thankfully, both openings absolutely slap. So last night, obviously, we had happy time, and then we had not so happy time. Alarm goes off. And then I pretty much just ended the stream. So we'll see what it goes from here, and hopefully, you know, things look up for our guy. But judging how I know that Operation Cherry Blossom and this arc goes, I think this is going into Operation Cherry Blossom. Things are probably not going to look up for our guy. That's a really good, yeah. If you ask me, that summed up last night's stream really good. Sad time, happy time, what the fork time, sexy time, then I'm scared again time. Sounds good to me. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Sumika's the first 00 unit they've ever made, so there are a lot of things about her that Sensei couldn't predict. That makes sense. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. She's... Someone took a magnet to her hard drive, if you will. She's not responding. So they're setting up the purifier right now. But Sensei, are you a purifier? Otherwise, you're not going to be any use to me. 00 units isn't going to mean anything if we can't even live to see tomorrow. If we can't live to see tomorrow, what? I'm gonna bring the mic a little bit closer. You heard the alarm, didn't you? Our base is facing one of the worst threats ever. One of the worst threat. Is this the HSST?
HSST? 前に阻止したやつね。そん
HSST?
な生優しいものじゃ。
Oh, the event from earlier. No, this is way worse. Is Alternative 5 starting?
人間が相手ならよかったんだけど。
I wish we were just up against humans.
この基地目指して数万のベータが進行中なの。
There are tens of thousands of beta heading for us as we speak. Are you serious?
おそらく佐渡島背部に属していた個体群も作戦当日に島周辺にはいなかったんです。
From our best guesses, it's stragglers from Sadogashima. We believe they were away from the hive during the operation. What's the situation then? How long will it take for them to get here?
戦闘は発生してないから双方被害なし。ここに来るまでおそらく2時間もかからないでしょう。
We haven't engaged yet, so there's no casualties on the other side. They'll be here within 2 hours. What? No way. How could they even have gotten that close? Why didn't we know they were coming?
XG70 爆破の影響で破壊された第2防衛ラインの早期警戒システム。復旧が間に合ってないの知ってるでしょ。
Have you forgotten? The warning system at the second defense line was wiped out in the aftermath of the explosion. We haven't finished repairing it. That's right. Then the tsunami took out all of our vibration sensors. But what about all those soldiers that were out there? What the hell are they doing?
仕方ないわよ。ベータは大深度地下を進行してきて。
They can't be blamed. The beta come from underground. Come from underground? They were coming from underground?
地中を移動する微弱な震源を感知したのは高崎と秩父の観測基地よ。警報が出たのがつい
Their movement was detected by the Takasaki and Chichibu observational posts. The alarm was only sent out a moment ago.
震源の深さはどんどん浅くなってきている。そこから導き出された出現予想地点は旧松です。
The vibrations we detected are steadily rising towards the surface. We predicted that they'll emerge around Old Machida. Machida, that's literally in front of us.
そうね。だから帝国軍は戦々恐々よ。ただでさえ少なくなった戦力のことに
You'd be right. And the IJF is in a panic over it. After all, what little manpower they have left, it's concentrated in the capital right now. How the hell did they get all the way from Sadogashima to Machida? That's impossibly fast.
佐渡島背部のスタッフがすでに本州内陸部まで伸びていたとしか考えられないわ。
We just have to presume that the Sadogashima's hive underground stab, right, had already been extended to Japanese mainland. All the way to Gunma? Are you kidding me? Is that why the IJF lost track of the beta when they surfaced last time? That can't be it. Are they really that deep underground?
しかもセンサーをごまかせるほどだから相当の深度だったのよ。中部地方の火山活動が活性化していたの。
They must have been so far underground that we never caught it on our radars. It doesn't help that there was so much volcanic activity as well. That's one of the long-term effects of the G-bombs during Operation Lucifer. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Mount Tengen erupted as well.
それに高21号作戦での彼らの動きを思い返してみるとおそらく定期的な間引きで地上侵攻は
Besides, if you think back to what they did during Operation 21, it would make sense that they'd give up on traveling on land to avoid getting bombarded again. She's right. There were herds of beta that were advancing underground to avoid artillery fire. If the stab had extended all the way to Gunma, then we were almost too late to blow up the Sadogashima hive. If they attacked from Gunma, they would have overwhelmed the Kanto plains and we'd be done.
まあ何にせよ佐渡島のベータは帰る家がなくなったんで近くの空き家に引っ越そうと
In
して
any
るんで
event,
しょうね。
I think the beta from Sadogashima lost their home, so they're trying to move to the most vacant property next door. Vacant property?
ベータは背部への帰巣本能があるんじゃないかって考えられる。
I told you about how the beta have a homing instinct, right? Oh, I do remember her saying that back then.
彼らだって活動に必要なエネルギーを何らかの形で補給するはずでしょ。
Beta must have a place to replenish energy. We believe that the hive serves that purpose. Then can't we just turn off the reactor or something?
悔しいけど人類が勝つためにはベータの技術をまだまだ研究する必要がある。
I hate to say it, but if we hope to beat the beta, we still need to do a lot more research on their technology. I know, but now that we have Sumika and the Susanoo...
XG70 と00ユニットがいても背部を手に入れることがどれほど難しいか。
You saw firsthand how hard it was to capture her hive, even with the XG70 and the 00 unit functional. But if we do it better next...
何が起こるか予想できない以上可能性を狭める選択はできないわ。今彼女が倒れたことも十分予想外の出来事。
We can't even predict that far ahead. We can't even risk limiting our options. After all, we couldn't even predict the fact that the 00 unit would collapse like that, could we? Then can we just turn it off?
仮に停止させるにしても再起動できるという保証はないの。可能性はゼロに。
Even if we could, there's no guarantee we could get it back online. In fact, the chances we'd be successful are slim at best.
安易な選択肢はやれることをやってから選んでも遅くない。
We can go with something reckless like that once we've exhausted all other options, but How many surface pilots will that... I won't even bring it up. She's already taken this into consideration, I'm sure. The reactor of this hive is crucial. The research we're doing here is essential to humanity. Because even if we manage to kill every beta on Earth, there's more on the moon, and there's more on Mars. And it's way too dangerous to rely completely on the Susanoo given assuming it's not even stabilized. With that said, it is my fault.
残ったベータは高25目標か大陸のいずれかに向かうはずだったんだけど
I thought for sure the stragglers from Sadogashima were gonna head for the target 20 or somewhere else on the Asian continent. Definitely not here.
00ユニットのリーディングデータの解析がもっと進んでいればこうはならない
If I had just a little bit more time to analyze the readings, this wouldn't have happened. Okay, this is not the time for what if.
ごめんなさい
Sorry, I guess that just goes to show what dire straits we're in. Anyway, I'll do something about it. So I guess men really do get stronger once they found something to fight for.
Meeting room, Kozuki.
CEO's wishes to speak with you. Report to the command center. Alright, I'll get to the briefing then. I'll call you later and take this. A security pass? You'll need it later, just trust me. Okay, I'm gonna go head out now. Take care of Sumika immediately. Here's the situation.
ベータの出現予想地点は旧町田市一帯。地表到達は70分以内。攻撃目標は東横浜基地。
The beta are projected to emerge in Old Machida City. They'll surface in about 70 minutes. Target us.
その目的は不明。司令部は背部の奪還と推定しているわ。
We don't know what they're after, but the XO believes they're coming to retake the hive.
地表到達後、敵の先陣がこの基地に達するまで最短20分。
Once they've broken through the surface, the first wave will arrive within 20 minutes.
このベータ軍は佐渡島背部に属していた連中で、データから推定される規模は2万以上。
These beta were once part of the Sadogashima hive. Data suggests there's over 20,000 of them.
多分軽く3万以上いるはずね。高21号作戦のことを考えると、最初に分かった
However, I'd assume personally there are 30,000 or more. If Operation 21 is any indication, our initial guesses tend to be significantly underestimated. That's for sure. There's no end to these guys once they show up. They beat us last time just because of their numbers. Can we really take on 30,000 of them with 250 soldiers on base?
今から約10分前、帝国軍はこちらに戦力を回すことはできないって通知してきたわ。帝都の防衛を最優先する。
We've received notice from the IJF 10 minutes ago that they are not going to be able to provide any reinforcements. Protecting the capital is obviously the utmost priority.
各地からの増援が到着次第、順次回してくれることにはなっているけど、それも当てにし
Should
ない方がいいで
reinforcements
す
from
ね。
elsewhere arrive, they'll be spreading out to help, but we aren't counting on that.
125事件、高21号作戦と立て続けに戦力を消耗しているところに、防衛線の遥か後方への奇襲じゃ。
Having Operation 21 happen so soon after the 12-5 incident had a huge toll on overall manpower. There's not a lot they could do without a surprise attack.
帝国軍だって帝都防衛に十分な戦力を
I imagine they don't even have
揃
enough.
うところ
They don't
で
even
す
know
ね。
if they have enough capital or resources to defend the capital.
各地の国連軍基地からも増援が抽出される予定だけど、帝国と同じくこの前の作戦で消耗しているからね。これも期待できないな。
The plan is that reinforcements are going to be coming in from the other UN bases, but 21 rolled them down so bad just as much as the IJF. Don't even get hopes up about them.
125事件の時には偶然近くにいたアメリ
And
カ軍も
unlike the
今回は
coup,
いないしね。
look at that, the Americans aren't conveniently nearby.
自分の基地は自分で守る。当たり前のことをやるだけよ。いいわ
This is
ね。
our base, we defended ourselves. Simple enough? We clear?
了解。私たちの最優先任務は XG70 とその英士である鏡の安全
Our top priority is ensuring the safety of the XG-70 and its pilot, Sumika Kagami. The battle begins second.
一応伝えておくけど、鏡はついさっき持病の発作で地下19
I should also mention that her condition flared up again. She's sent to a special medical facility on floor
すぐ
basement
に命
19.
がどうこうって状態じゃないらしいけど、今下手に動かすのは
It's not life-threatening, but it sounds like it's dangerous enough to try and move her around.
XG70 は組み立て中だし、鏡は絶対安静。奴らの目的が背部の奪還だとすれば全滅させるしか道は
The
ない。
XG-70 is still being assembled. Kagami's on bed rest. If they're planning on taking back the hive, our only hope is to kill all of them.
前に基地が襲われた時と同じように全滅させるだけよ。いいわね。
Last time they attacked our base, we annihilated them. We're doing that again. Got it?
了解。じゃあ実際どうやって守るか 配置概要を説明する。
Alright, now let's get into the how.
敵の第一陣、つまりデストロイヤー級は無視。第二陣の地表到達と同時に基地と県境の帝国軍部隊が砲撃を開始。
We ignored the first wave, so don't pay attention to any destroyer class. Once the second wave is surfaced, start bombarding them for the base, and then nearby IJF
分かってる
artillery.
と思うけど、第一陣を無視するのは後に続くレーザー属種の撃破を重視して無駄弾をなるべく使わないようにするためよ。
I'm sure, as all of you surmised, we're ignoring the first wave, so we focus our attention and ammo on the laser class. Both the IJF and the UN used over half of their reserves in the last operation. It only makes sense we wouldn't want to use up our ammo on a destroyer class. It won't even be effective.
この時、東京湾に展開している帝国海軍のキー、出雲、尾張も砲撃支援してくれることになって
The
いる。
IJN battleships Ki, Izumo, and Owari will provide naval gunfire from Tokyo. The Ki. That was the ship that came for Her Highness after the 12-5 incident. It was huge, even in comparison to the Yamato. They're keeping their TSF units on the borders of the prefecture, but they're still giving us artillery and naval support. Even though they're probably scraping on by ammo, they're still going to help us out. It's obvious why. If Yokohama base is turned into a hive, Tokyo's screwed. They can't leave the capital undefended, but they also want to protect us. It's a tough situation, no
基
matter
地
how
所
you
属
look
の
at
す
it.
べての支援部隊は第一滑走路に砲撃陣地を構築して連制圧を行う。
All support units on the base will set up an artillery line on runway number 1 and then begin suppressive fire.
連制圧を抜けた敵は横浜新道跡に沿って第一防衛線を構築している第一第二戦術機構大隊が面倒を見る。
Any enemies who manage to slip past this bombardment will be traveling on the Yokohama bypass, and then they'll encounter our first defense line held by the 1st and 2nd Tactical Armored Battalions.
その後方で第三第四戦術機構大隊は基地を取り囲むように第二防衛線、
Behind them, the 3rd and 4th battalions will form a secondary defensive line.
第五第六戦術機構大隊は演習場を中心に第三防衛線を敷き
The 5th and 6th
完全
battalions
に
will
守
form
り
a final tighter line of defense, a tertiary line protecting the training grounds.
A01 中隊は第七戦術機構大隊とともに基地の中枢施設の防衛に当たる。
We will be defending the core facilities of the base alongside the 7th Tactical Armored Battalion.
私たちが配備されるのは XG70 の地下格納庫搬入リフトに最も近い第二滑走路のメインゲート前よ。
Yeah, sure. What do you mean? Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I understand that, but it was just voted that, earlier. No, I get what you're saying. It was just voted that earlier, like, way earlier on, that it was preferred that I would actually go ahead and read what she'd said. I agree with you, right? I would wish that I could go only do the own thing, but I'm only doing what was voted on earlier. Pull again. Okay. No problem. I will legit make the Google form right now. I didn't know I could even pull up pulls like that. It says unrecognized command. Well, there's 10 people here. So I'll just go ahead and keep a count. What do you guys want me to do? Only talk through lines or every line? I did. It's just legit not working. I can go ahead and try again, though. See if it works. Okay. From PC it works. My bad. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm like super new to Twitch, so I didn't even know that I could do a pull like that. That is actually really, really cool. I'm gonna use that now. Thank you. You know, it's weird because I had one, and then every time that I go ahead and, because usually it would just save it, right? But now it just doesn't. Like every single time that I go ahead and make a new stream, it just kind of cancels out everything I had before. I will go ahead and change that right now as well, though. This is what I get for not knowing anything. Thank you so much, though. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow as well. It is now updated. So that's why. Okay, that makes sense now. Is the poll's gonna end in a 50-50. I wouldn't even know what to do at that point. I want to see if I can't go ahead and... Okay, but all lines only won by 1 vote. I can't really call that a win. I don't... I'll go ahead and just do what you said for now.
第7大隊から2小隊回されてくるほか、臨時の編成で帝国近衛軍第19独立警備部隊が私たちと行動を共にすることになったわ。
That's right. Lieutenant Tsukiyomi did say that they'd been here until the end of the year.
榊たちは125事件の時に一緒だったからわかると
He
思う。
probably got Shadow probably got taken down just for all my random flashes. It is incredibly reassuring to have them with us, all the more so in a situation like this. I wonder if Her Highness played a role in all this. The Imperial Army itself can't send us backup, so...
配置の概要はいいわね。次は装備関連を説明するわ。私たちの出番には相当な混戦が予想されるから、装備は中近接戦装備で統一。レーザー級が多く残っていた場合、風間、玉瀬、鎧の各機は ALM ランチャーを装備。前期9人式装甲は標準とするわ。それに状況から言って施設内の近接戦も十分あり得る。施設内での発砲許可が出るまでは広い場所では長刀、狭いところではナイフを使うように心がけなさい。
It wouldn't make any sense to be swinging around a melee blade in cramped spaces anyway. But if we ever find ourselves in a situation like that, it would mean the base was well on its way to being occupied completely by the beta. Why the hell would we bother with firearm restrictions if things got that bad?
ただし戦況に応じて装備の変更は頻繁に行うから、初期装備にはあまり固執しないように。例によって基地の各所には兵装補給用コンテナが設置されるわ。補給や装備変更は状況に応じて柔軟に行うこと。手持ちの武装が邪魔だと思ったら躊躇なく投棄しなさい。装備の手離れが悪い兵士は早死にするわよ。
It takes 5 seconds and both arms for the 36mm to auto reload. It takes 3 seconds to automatically resheath your melee blade. Knowing those limits, it's sometimes quicker and safer to just switch out to a fully loaded assault cannon or a new melee blade altogether. In a battle this tough, those seconds could cost us lives.
それに落ちている装備も積極的に活用すること。特に長刀やナイフは元々の耐久力が高いから広いものでも十分使えるはずよ。装備のステータスチェックが自動化しているのは知っているわね。壊れたものは跳ねる仕様だから安心して拾いなさい。戦術機が固定武装じゃないっていう運用上の利点を最大限に生かすのよ。
Even with all those containers everywhere, this is a less than ideal situation. We might not get the chance to actually use them. Rather than just discarded weapons, we'll probably need to take some from TSS that have already been destroyed as well.
とにかく 明日以降のことは考えなくていいから。
Brilliant strategy.
撃って撃って
Don't
撃
think
ちま
about
く
the
りなさ
future,
いよ。
just shoot.
了解。任務概要は以上よ。何か
ベータが地上から基地を攻撃する前提で作戦が立案されていますが、そ
Imagine.
の確証はあるんでしょうか。
確かに絶対の確証はないわ。だけど奴らはお行儀
I don't know, I think Tom was
入り口から
kind of
入
onto
ってくる
something
の。
there.
そのまま地下から基地に侵入することの方が
Yeah, they could just go ahead and surface from the underground. We saw it in the Operation 21 incident.
この基地の地
They
下
just
施設
dig
は
upwards.
全て背部の外壁の中に作られていて、地下には研究用に反応炉が残されてる。座学でそう教わってるはずだけど。
Nice coat.
じゃあ座学でもう一つ思い出すことはない？奴らにとってこの基地はある意味背部と同じだから。榊、ベータが地上から来る理由を説明しなさい。はい、ベータは自ら背部を破壊するようなことはしない。したがって背部の外壁を壊して侵入してくる可能性は除外できるほど低い
Don't say
と
that.
いうことです。
Yeah, she's the imposter.
さすが榊、よくお勉強しているわね。騙せは
Are you
この
kidding?
防衛
It's
戦
a
が終わ
decent
ったら
strategy.
腕立て200回。
As we know that Beta can go ahead and just resupply, like redo their tactics.
了解で
Well,
す。
this is ridiculous.
背部のスタブの外壁は基地防衛のためにわざと残されているのよ。モニュメントは吹っ飛ばしちゃったけどね。だからある意味基地内部での戦闘は
I really don't want to have to fight inside the base. That just seems
そん
really
な状況
scary.
は考えたくないけど、訓練の成果を見せ
And
る
if
にはいい
that's also the
機会よ。
case, then she's gonna be screwed,
ちょ
Haruka.
っとだけど安
She
心
lost
した
her
ね。
legs,
地
right?
下から来られたら対処のし
You
よ
have
う
to
がない
fight
よ。
inside of a base. Could you imagine? She can't even really move too well. She doesn't even know how to pilot a TSF.
ベータが背部を壊さないなら戦いようはあるもんね。
That's kind of a cope, Tama.
分かっ
Don't
てると
trust
思うけ
this.
ど、人間が作ったものや追加した設備は別。連中はそれを破壊しようとするはずよ。必ずね。
はい。
この基地を、いえ XG70 と鏡を失ったら人類には G 弾の集中運用しか手が残されなくなる。
In other words, she's saying that they'll just start Alternative 5.
絶対死守よ。いいわね。了解。無様な戦いをして大尉の顔に泥を塗るんじゃないわよ。了解。よーし、全員完全装備で20分後ハンガーに集合。
Alrighty then, we got 20 minutes to get to the
解
hangar.
散。
You could cut the tension in this room with a knife right now. But the first lieutenant was right. If we can't protect this place, Alternative 5 would be humanity's last hope. There's no way I can let that happen, not after I've come this far.
白金少尉、
Yes.
お迎えよ。副司令がお呼びだって。
Oh, okay, hello.
あんたを待たずに先に配置についてるから終わり次第ゲート前に来なさい。
Understood. Alright. I was saying yay Muv-Luv 2 until I got to last night, man. Now I'm just kind of dreading every second. Oh, we're on the 27th basement floor? That is... Okay. Are you sure this is where Sensei's at?
はい。
Okay then. She's not trying to repair the Susanoo right now, is she? I mean, okay, it is important, but... Thank you so much for the follow. This is perfect music.
スミカさんのことです。
Thank you. Sorry for everything you've done for Sumika. Is that all?
スミカさんを苦しみから救ってくれてありがとう。
Come on, you don't need to thank me for saving her. I just wanted to help. Kasumi sees Sumika as a secondary part of herself. It had to be tearing her up inside to know she was suffering. I should be thanking you. You're the one who helped me to find the resolve I needed. So thank you. I almost forgot. Kasumi ran out of Sumika's room crying yesterday. What was that about? So, what happened yesterday? I was really worried about you, you know?
いいんです。スミカさんが深い悲しみから救い
She's
出
half
された
Vieira. Maybe it makes sense.
もう
She's got the
いいんで
fit.
す。
I'm guessing that she means that Sumika probably said something to try and push her away the same way she did for me. Kasumi said she wasn't going to read our minds anymore, so she might not know how Sumika really feels now. I mean, if you say so, but hey... I'm not sure what happened or what she said to you, But whatever it wasn't how she really felt. She was just acting cold because she wanted to keep me safe and away from the fighting, you know, right?
はい。
Well, I'm assuming she was trying to do the same for you. After all, she thinks of you as an extension of herself. You've always been with her, even when she was just a brain, isolated from the rest of the world. You were trying your best to teach her how to play cat's cradle back then, I remember, and I know she remembers that as well. You were probably trying to teach her the most fun and exciting thing you knew, weren't you? You probably weren't reading Sumika's mind when she was going off at you, so I bet...
怖くて。
That's because I was scared, huh?
怖くて。見ることができ
I
ま
was
せん
too
でし
scared
た。
to look. You know, Shadow, I don't know if you're here. I'm getting real worried that maybe this is kind of stupid, but
余計なことをした
I
んで
keep
す。
worrying. It's in the back of my mind that freaking scene's gonna pop up again. And since we now know that the version I'm running is definitely not gonna be stream appropriate, I do not want to get a ban. That would not be great after the night of my most successful ever stream getting banned the next
言
day.
ったんです。
Just because of the Twizzler scene. Well, a little bit worse than the Twizzler scene. I couldn't understand her feelings, but I still tried to tell her what she should do.
スミカさんは白金さんが好きなのに、なんで逆のことをするのか。
But I'll keep it for now.
私には分からなかった。
I didn't understand why she would act like she didn't love you when she clearly did. Of course, Cosme doesn't have the memories or experiences needed to understand how complicated love can be. Even if she has access to Sumika's memories, it's not easy to piece together the emotions associated with what she saw. And more fundamentally, she probably doesn't have the base knowledge needed to interpret them.
私、
Oh!
スミカさんがあんなにひどい目にあったの。
I had no idea something so terrible happened to her. So she showed Kasumi? But if it came as that much of a shock, this must mean that it was the first time she ever heard about
全
it.
て知っているつもりになって何にも知らなかった。
I thought I knew everything about her, but I guess I didn't know about that. Yeah, me
それ
neither.
なのに白金さんを避けるのをやめてほしいなんて余計なこと言いました。
I think Kasumi not wanting to read minds as a result. Okay. I will trust your word. Thank you so much for the other follow. My chat's going off so much I can't even see it. This music. Alright, so from my understanding, Kasumi stopped reading minds all because what she saw with the Twizzler scene. Honestly, I think that would be enough for me to stop reading minds too.
あなたは私じゃない。私じゃないあなたに何がわかるの。そう言われて、私。
My heart rate is steadily rising, just knowing, I can feel it, knowing that I'm just so scared that I swear to God, I think my heart just stopped. My heart rate just fell to 0. I thought for sure that was cutting to the freaking CG. Having Sumika say something like that to her must have been more painful than even imaginable. A part of me thinks that they should have just used their reading abilities to clear everything up. But that's just the most simplistic, insensitive thinking of someone who doesn't know what it's like to have that power. Just because you're not 100% sure, I'm sorry, but it has to be done. Oh, this is flashback. Just her saying that she never wished she could, read minds. She was so scared she couldn't even use her abilities anymore. That was the truth then. Flashback to right after the first go back scene, in which she's talking about the power with ESP, how it's more so that you could just translate images into colors and words. I finally understand what she meant by saying that reading people's minds is much more difficult than what it was thought to be. I always thought she meant it was just challenging. I just had it wrong. I have something I need to go ahead and apologize for then too. I've been way too casual about your powers. I don't think it was a big deal because I didn't personally find anything wrong or scary about it. Logically, I knew it wasn't a good thing to be able to read people's emotions, right? But I guess I convinced myself that it'd be less awkward for you if I just tiptoed around the subject, so I'm sorry. It's okay. I very much appreciated what you were trying to do. You mean that? Well, I'm glad to hear it. The human heart is really complex. That it is. What is up? Usually when people talk to each other, they can take the time to respond tactfully. I can only imagine how scary it must be to see someone's feelings laid completely bare. But you know, it's actually pretty tough not being able to read other people's minds sometimes as well, especially for someone who's as dense as myself. The reason I can get by is because I have friends who will tell me what I need to do or what I need to hear, and as an extra encouragement. But you can't get friends like that without working for it. So even if you and Sumika wind up fighting, as long as you guys don't give up and find a way to settle your differences, I think your friendship will come out of it stronger than ever. The harder you work for your relationships, the more invaluable they become. It's not easy, of course, and it never really gets that much simpler. But I think working towards something you really want is a prize in and of itself. This is a long walk. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I hope I could be of service. There's something that everyone in Squad 207 and all of the Valkyries taught me. It's been really cool actually to see your guys' responses, especially since I'm playing so blind, like I don't know anything about it. So it's been funny seeing people say, you know, laughing at my reactions to certain scenes and whatnot. You and Sumika already have a relationship like that. In fact, I'd say you even understand each other on a deeper level. So you two will be fine. Even if you aren't reading each other's minds. I want to know, like, who would win? Kasumi walking versus that drive with Yuko. It's totally normal for people to recognize their differences and not to know anything about one another. I really hope that Yuko and Kasumi never get in the same room. You've been through some awful things yourself. Everyone has. Saying how you feel about a situation to help someone else isn't wrong at all. You definitely should stop doing it. If you love them, you have to keep doing it. So tomorrow, just do things the way you always have. Every time there's a flash on my screen, I think it's going back to the scene. Shadow, I am placing so much trust in you. Right now, our base is in the middle of a serious crisis. No kidding. But we're going to keep it safe no matter what. So keep doing what you can do to protect the things you care about as well. And I'll do everything I can to help you in turn. Sensei, thank you so much for the follow. This is the most I've ever gotten on one night. There's no words. I can't thank you guys enough. You know, Yuko just looks like a beta. I've been saying this from the start, but that's going to be the real plot twist all along. So this is why you gave me that security pass.
今後私はここにいることが多くなるから渡しておいた方が何かと便利でしょ
Right, but when did you get down? When did you even get the chance to get me registered down here?
2日ばかり前よどっちに
Sounds
しろ
like beta
あん
speak
た
to
も
me.
ここに来ることが多くなるはずだからね
Because of Sumika?
半分正解ってところに
Just half of it?
ついてらっしゃい
Oh no!
横浜基地最大最新の
It's the Cosme walk
90番ハンバー
versus
グ
the Yuko walk, not the Twizzler. Hangar 90? The one from the Ghost Stories?
噂
Ghost Stories. It's just something I remember from the previous timeline. They were saying how back when this was an Imperial military base or whatever, there was like this research team called like Unit 90. They were involved in like some weird human experimentation. They said this base was built on top of their lab, and there was supposed to be some sort of massive underground hangar on the outskirts of our training grounds. They did all their experiments, something like that.
なるほど五島部隊の話とこの格納庫の存在がごっちゃになってるのね
With what happened to Goto? Isn't that guy from her Akane Maniacs? So Unit 90 was real?
ええ
Sorry.
人体実験はともかく帝国陸軍で対米
Oh, that's much better. Okay. I was worried that they were having a human experimentation. Instead, they're just developing bioweapons.
人の口に蓋はできない
Also, why are they walking in the opposite
秘
direction?
密
This
保
is
持
a
の
straight
難しさを
shot.
思い知らされる話ね
It just means that he's walking back to where he began. People must have pierced together their own ideas based on the little information they got. They even tied it to G-bombs then.
まあいいわそんな噂話の検証のために連れて行くわけじゃないから
Right, of course not. That is a long password. Wait, a cutscene? Is this the opening song of the game, or am I tweaking? So this is Hangar 90. This place is huge. I can't even make out how far it goes. It is the opening scene of the game. The one with the brain. What the hell are they using something this big for? What is that? Yeah, wait, is that just a bigger Susanoo?
XG70
Oh, it's a Susanoo Mark IV.
ハイマーフ計画とオルタネイティブ計画の混結機
This is a hybrid? 27 100mm railguns? And a charged particle beam cannon. Have your cake and eat it too. This machine is the GOAT. Thank you so much for the follow. Again, this is unreal. That goes way beyond arm to the teeth. Are you kidding? This is different from the Susanoo Mark II. That's the real XG-70 as it was meant to be. Close-in weapon system and general offensive armaments. The real XG-70, I mean, it makes sense. The XG-70 was supposed to be able to attack and gain control of a hive all on its own. Alternative 4 just picked up where the research left off. With this heavy weaponry, it's a flying fortress. I could definitely see this with this thing being able to take over a hive without even support. So, was this what we were going to do with our next mission? I know, I never thought it even hit 15! The original hive. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and redo the poll. Now that more people have joined, which like I said, thank you so much, I'm going to go ahead and put in a poll just for reading purposes. It should also kind of be noted that the music is super intense, yeah. I do post this up to YouTube, so whatever one you think would be best, voicing the... Can I not type? Voicing the read over. Alright, so poll's gonna only have 2 responses. All lines and only Takaru's lines. It's just gonna go ahead and be 2 minutes. So if you guys want to go ahead and vote in for it, if you want me to go ahead and read every character's lines, of course, just vote for the top one. If you only want me to do the main character's lines, then vote the bottom one. I've been super split on this since I've started streaming, even when I did Summer Pockets, when I did Symphonic Rain. This is like the eternal debate. This is the true waifu war, is whether or not I read all lines or only Takaru's lines. So hopefully this debate can go ahead and just absolutely swing into one direction. Hello, welcome. I probably should not have advanced the text while you guys are voting. I am very sorry about that. So that's why they didn't use this guy during Operation 21. I mean, no, of course not. Look at this thing. This thing is then... Imagine once this thing gets tuned. So, if it's not that strong, then we just can't use it. Yet. Even if we could, it wouldn't be as much use with Kagami out of commission. Good point. I think we've learned that the hardest way possible, Yuko. Nothing goes our way. We were gonna make a multi-seater? Oh, that would have been epic. They're gonna put me on that thing? I thought you said it was impossible for a human being to even be inside of it. 30 years ago, sure, but that's not the case now. How the... Are you serious? Okay. Well, it looks like it was unanimous this time. So, the all lines won. So I'm sorry for the person earlier who said it. Kale, forgive me. I'm gonna have to settle this the democratic way. Do you remember why humans couldn't pilot the XG-70? I just remember something about issues with the computer. The computer it had on board wasn't powerful enough to negate the effects of the interference between the ship's multiple Rutherford fields. Right. But now we have a computer that can perfectly analyze 100% of the human body structure, don't we? Sumika?
00ユニットがコックピット周辺に発生させたラザフォードフィールドで完全に多重干渉を打ち消し 搭乗者を守る。
Yes, the 00 unit can completely cancel out the effects of the Rutherford field created within the cockpit, protecting the pilot.
00ユニットは XG70 を自分の体のように無意識に制御するって言ったでしょ。同じようにそれをやります。
Remember how I said that the 00 unit can control the XG70 as if it's an extension of her own body? It works the same way.
しかもその搭乗者は00ユニットにとって大切な存在であればあるほど
And the
安
more
全
important that pilot is to the 00 unit, the safer he is overall. So that's it. You want me to be there just to retrieve the 00 unit in a case of emergency? If Sumika goes into safe mode, doing just about anything with the Susanoo would be dangerous. Trying to retrieve the whole thing is out of the question.
それもそうだけど機動と戦闘システムは基本的にあんたが制御することになる。
That's part of it, but you'll also be largely responsible for the movement and weapon systems. Wait, but does that mean it's barely any different from piloting a normal TSF?
その通りよ。もちろん彼女もサポートするけどそうやってマルチタスクの負担を軽減する。
Exactly. She'll be supporting you, of course, but this way she won't have to multitask as much. But won't it just make it harder on her if she needs to protect someone from the Rutherford fields?
それはもともとやっているの。00ユニットの構造強度がいかに人間以上であっても多重干渉には耐えられないのよ。
It's no different from what she's been doing already. Yeah. So, I guess I should have noted something. Legit, I just got back from a run, so my heart rate is going to be increased. Of course, as you guys know, like during the low parts, it's usually 70. So since my body is feeling the effects of fatigue, it's going to be like that. And yeah, I would say that I am very, very nervous that Talker will go ahead and give me give me the old band hammer. So yeah, added on with my nervousness of any bit of flash of band hammer material on top of me being fatigued from just getting home from a run, it's a little bit higher than today. Usually in most of the streams you'll see it's like mid 70s, and that's just because I'm talking as well. My resting heart rate is, I could check because of this cool app, 62. Just to go ahead and give you an idea. But obviously I'm not resting. I'm stressing that we're all going to have to deal with Twizzlers again. I know, and to think that Sumika had to see that? Character development. It's no different from what she's been doing already. The 00 unit is built to be stronger than a human, but she still can't withstand the effects of Rutherford interference. Thank you so much for the follow. I cannot believe is that 90? Is that above 90?
00ユニット自身は
There's been so many followers, so much chat notification, I haven't even been able to keep count.
だからあんた
My
の
voice is
負担
cracking, and I'm
は増え
a
る。
legal adult. 00 unit is already subconsciously thinks of itself as a human, so it's not going to be much more difficult for you to have you on board. Oh god. Of course. So that's another reason it was so important to retain her humanity. Twitch chat's just like Vegas, right? 94? Oh my god. I can't believe I'm about to hit 100. If I hit 100, I wish I could buy all of you guys Twizzlers. If I take Sensei at her word, we've taken care of all the problems we knew about. If we can finish the Susanoo Mark IV, that means the original hive is going to be as good as ours then.
そのために作ったんだけど。
Don't say that. That is vile.
そこはあんたが何とかしてくれるんです。
Are you serious? I cannot thank you enough. If it's... This is really, really like... I don't want to go ahead and impose, but... Is it only specific for Muv-Luv? I was gonna say, because if not, like, I would love to join more Muv-Luv. I'd love to be more... I legit just made my first ever Reddit account yesterday. Just because I was scrolling through r/Muv-Luv and I saw my name on there. And I guess that Tuapots in the chat, one of my best friends, put me in there, and I was like, whoa, what the heck, that's my name. So now that I'm getting closer to the community and stuff like that, it's probably my favorite VN community. I love Key fans. That's always will be my number one, but I think Muv-Luv fans are absolutely hilarious, and especially the memes and stuff like that. Like, I'll have to go ahead and do like a whole meme review after I'm done of just all the stuff that I see. Well, that was certainly the idea, but none of that will imagine if we can't make it to tomorrow. I imagine you'll be taking care of that for us, won't you? Absolutely, you can count on me. Now that I've seen this, I'm even more determined than ever.
見せた甲斐があったわ。
I'm glad I showed it to you then. it's not just about Sumika and the Susanoo. It's Mitsuki, Izuka, the mechanics, the guards. I have to protect everyone on this base.
じゃあそろそろ本題に入りましょうか。
Let's get to this main topic then. Sounds good.
鏡のことなんだけど、高21号
And thank you, actually.
今度は
I completely kind of overlooked, just answered the second half of your question. So basically how this works for the heart rate monitor is I attach it, so there's these like weird heating pads that I go ahead and basically put underneath like my pectorals, and then the little box itself is on my heart. I then stream that to my phone, and then using Bluetooth stream only just the picture or the heart rate itself from that to OBS as in, you know, like the open source code or whatever, and then I just have the little GIF of the little heart rate. So it's like a three-pronged process, if you will. It absolutely kills my phone battery, so I just keep it on a charger whenever I stream. I'd like to hear more about how Kagami has been since Operation 21. Okay. Oh! That was god tier reaction time. That was enough to go ahead and win me the LCS. But legit nothing burger. And that covers it. Oh, I don't like this ominous music. I didn't get into the nitty gritty details, but that should cover everything that's happened between the two of us. I hope that'll be enough to kind of break the ice and figure out what happened to her.
彼女が意識を失う前に見てた夢ってどんな内容
I probably made it sound a little bit more complicated than what it was. All you really have to do is just have an account with this thing called Pulsoid. And they've been really cool, actually. They've kind of advertised the stream a little bit, as well as send me emails and stuff like that, and you don't have to pay anything for it. If you ever are into streaming, I don't know if you would ever be interested in the idea behind a heart rate monitor. Just go ahead and shoot me a DM, and I can go ahead and tell you guys how to set it up. If not, I'll go ahead and just make a YouTube video on it or whatever. Because the heart rate monitor is an interesting thing that I actually just got off of my VN Enthusiast Discord I'm in. Someone kind of DM'd me and was like, "Oh, I saw you're playing Muv-Luv. You should go ahead and do a heart rate monitor for Alternative." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That sounds like a really good idea." So it is a little bit to set up, a little bit costly as well. I think I probably spent maybe $40 in total, but the result of it has been really cool, and it's an experience unlike none that I don't think any person has ever done before. So kind of put that up together, and I think anything would be worth the $30-40 I spent. According to her dreams, she said that she was inconsolable over my death. And then some twins got bigger and smaller, and once she woke up, I was there.
はあ何それ
Did that make any sense to you? It's a dream, so, I mean, it's gonna be weird.
まあそれもそう
Of
ね
course. What about you? Did anything stand out to you?
いいえ特には
Not really. Okay, then if it wasn't the dream, what else could it be? There's gotta be something that caused it.
どう考えても心と態度のギャップから来るストレスとあんたと結ばれたことによる安息との落差が原因としか思えないわ
Well, pushing you away when she didn't really want to must have been stressful psychologically, and connecting with you physically was no doubt immensely reassuring. That sudden transition is the most likely culprit, you think?
一つだけ高21号作戦の時に異常劣化が起きた大きな要因が分かった
You've helped me figure out one large factor in what happened during Operation 21, though. The beta experiments, right? Please, no?
そう性的な快楽を与えられたというビジョンがヤシロにもリーディングできなかった事実よ
Yes. Even Yashiro hadn't been able to read that the beta had been experimenting on her sexually. That's what I figured. Yashiro legit found out about it yesterday. Sumika's been so traumatized by that experience, she must have been subconsciously sealing her memories. I don't understand why. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
下記完成と機体制御のマルチタスクあんたと三剣のイメージ
We can deduce then that the reason why her ODL degraded so fast was in fact a combination of the piloting, the weaponry control, and the image she read of you and Mitsurugi.
そしておそらく背部のリーディングが引き金になって封印していた記憶が蘇ったそう
I know, my reaction time is LCS worthy. If you go back in my other streams, I had to actually delete them off of Twitch. So I switched the scene so fast just because last time I got hit with every single scene that's happened so far. It's hit. Luckily, Shadow of the Ninja, if he's in the chat right now, he's been my guiding light to keep a Muv-Luv reference going, and he tells me, he's like, "Hey, mute the stream right now." But as of right now, he doesn't remember. He said a little bit earlier on in the stream he doesn't remember anything that happened in this arc. So he's like 99% sure that I should be okay. But there's also that 1% chance that I'm about to get booted. Seeing that image of me and May just added fuel to the fire. If I see anything with images or romance, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just mute the stream. In any event, it had a deep, lasting impact on the way she views encounters. This has come as a shock to me, though. We knew the beta had been dissecting people, but we never knew they went that far. Back when Sumika had weird panic attacks, she kept saying they were breaking her. It wasn't just her body that they were talking about. It was you say that, but I don't think that you have, my friend. I don't think that you've seen the scenes yesterday that I've seen. I understand, you know, the average lad wanting to go ahead and, you know, see the mommy milkies. What you don't want to see is forcible injection of Twizzlers down someone's body until they expand, explode, and then extract their brain out of them. Doesn't make any sense. They don't even recognize humans as sentient beings. This is an interesting concept that chat brought up the second that scene happened yesterday.
Nani?
I don't really care about trying to figure out that sort of stuff anymore. You know I only care about Sumiko. It doesn't matter what the beta are or what they want. All that matters is me killing them. Even if your research finds some way to resolve this war without finishing them off, I wouldn't hesitate to destroy every last one of them. All that matters is the reactor's intact. That the reactors is intact, right? Right. I get what you're trying to say now. Okay, then I'm gonna head back up. Please do, because the beta will be here any second. Take care of Alright, we're back. It started? They surfaced? This is way sooner than expected. Alright, yes ma'am, let's get fooling. Oh yeah. You guys don't make me laugh, this is supposed to be serious. Is that 96? Thank you so much for the follow. I cannot thank you enough. This is incredible. I've never seen such a huge bombardment before. It's World War III and we're sitting here from the joy of our computer screens getting hyped over it. I bet those guys on the primary defense line are scared out of their minds thinking they might get hit. Too busy fighting the destroyer class to be on the lookout for stray shells. Gotta tell you guys though, this shaking, such a rush. Bro, did you really turn off your sway canceller? You are a piece of work. Leave me alone, it's helping me get in the mood, alright? Oh, I was gonna say, whenever a character's introduced and they're just given a designation number, they're dead. What's up? What's wrong? What the hell? There's nothing on our sensors. Boys are back to town. Boys are back to town. Stop making me laugh! No! Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't shoot it! I told you guys the Fort class are the scariest ones. No, they're still going. Oh. I spoke too soon. The Fort class moves like a big spider. Kind of. No sign of the laser class though. Fortnite class. What's happening in the first and second armor attack? Stop making me laugh. Ninja? First and second battalions attack. We need to get Ninja into TSF. Now the units on the secondary line regroup with a tertiary defense. Have the units on the primary line fall back towards the base.
了解。ヘッドクォーターより第1、第2大隊各機即時第3防衛線まで後退せよ。繰り返す。即時第3防衛線まで後退せよ。
Ninja would dab on the beta, don't even say that. Thank you so much for the— oh my god, we might hit 100! I have to do something special for 100. Thank you so much for the follow. This is unreal. The beta and Machida were just a decoy. Of course, I said this, they have tactics now. At the very least, we should be grateful there's no laser class. Don't say that, Yuko. Whenever you say something, it always goes wrong. If that really was a diversion, well, the laser class and Machida are useless now. You suppose that's why our artillery rate had such a large fire rate? What is up? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm not quite sure how they do it, but I'm quite confident that they have to replenish the energy from behind. And you have joined in. We have a beta invasion on our hands. It's been 4 days since they've lost the hive. The laser class expends way too much energy. It's hard to imagine they'll be effective. Let's see. However, if this was really what caused the diversionary tactic, what could have caused a change in behavior?
ヘッドクォーターより全支援攻撃部隊第1防衛線の交代を確認し次第攻撃範囲を拡大せよ。繰り返す。第1防衛線の交代を確認し次第
HQ to all artillery units. Once the primary line has been evacuated, commence artillery fire. I say again, once the primary line has been evacuated, commence artillery fire. There's no point talking about it now. You're right. No matter the reason, we must protect Yokohama base. Oh god. I hate this alarm. The background noise is screwed. And now the alarms join the fray. Oh my god! I'm a genius. I told you guys, Tama 500 IQ. Redirect air support. Protect artillery units. 7th Tactical Armored Battalion engaged. Those are their main forces? I've been saying this. I feel better now. I have outsmarted Yuko. Another diversion. It's such a predictable tactic too. We've been underestimating them strategically, and now it's coming to bite us. Sorry. Okay, now this is a stretch. Maybe the reason they've only been going frontal is to make us specifically drop our guard. Yeah, I ain't believing that, bro. Maybe now because we've taken out Yokohama and Sadogashima, they're finally seeing us as a real threat. What a possibility. The enemies are rushing Gate B. Where's my air support? Keep up the bombardment. Oh god, enemies have reached runway number 2. A01 is engaged. Alright. Let's get it, lads. Here we go. They're coming from underground? The hive walls don't go all the way to the surface. Runway number 1's already been overrun. During the military talk, I'm not going to go ahead and read it. It's just way too much. No way. Am I really? You guys, I cannot thank you so much for the support. I seriously am at a loss of words. I'm speechless right now. I wish I had face cam. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. How many of them are there? There's no end to these guys. Of course, the rule of air superiority. say that again. Thankfully, we do have air support. Thank God there's no lasers out here. 7th Battalion's in trouble. B flight cover. Copy. Maya, Ayamini, let's go. Assuming it was my favorite as well. And now we have to say was. Repire 1 to all units. The Valkyries are coming. Make sure you don't hit them. Don't worry about us. We'll stay out of line of fire. Just keep shooting. Wait, that is epic. Isn't that Tsukiyomi? Oh yeah, I like the red one. This is the mecha action we've been promised. The mecha action we've been waiting for. I apologize for stealing the thunder. There's plenty of glory to go around today. Looks like you have a much smarter mouth on you, I see. Four forward classes? Are you kidding? Lieutenant Tsukiyomi and Mei are amazing. It's like they've been working together for years. I'm scared about that. I'm scared about that alarm. Fall back and resupply. Oh yeah, we are out of ammo. B flight, fall back. Lieutenant Tsukiyomi, we're counting on you. 6 Aviation Support Corps is heading to runway number 2. The 3rd Corps is heading to number 1.
演習場の戦線が後退しつつあります。大隊長が支援砲撃の再開を要請してきてい
The
ます。
defensive line on the training ground is pulling back. The battalion commander is requesting artillery. Alright, the background noise is too screwed. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and rely on you guys to read this. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you.
第一演習場の第3大隊から補給と増援の要請が来ています。
What a good time too. We just dabbed on all these beta. That was the perfect time for the victory team.
了解。支援砲撃部隊壊滅。第一滑走路は敵の支配下となりつつ
Oh
あ
no,
り
we're
ます。
losing runway number
B
1.
ゲートに敵が殺到。守備部隊が全力で応戦中。了解。
We're gonna have to abandon training ground number 1. She has a good point.
攻撃支援部隊を失って今制空権とXM3 そして兵士たちの士気のみが頼る
The background noise, we don't even have that alarm going off. That alarm has been the most scary thing so far, easily. All the survivors from first through 6 battalions. You gotta protect it at all costs. We don't have that time. Nice, the attrition rating is already over half. Are you kidding?
時間が経過すれば援軍の期待もできる。いずれにしても時間を稼ぐに越したことはない。基地の全部署、全部隊に通達。司令部は A ゲートおよび D ゲートの重点封鎖を決定。第1基地内進の機械化歩兵部隊第3層へ即時移動開始。15分後第2層までの各駅が全て封鎖。 完全降下までの20分間
Sorry if I accidentally
大
skipped
会
the
は
last
ジェイ
one.
トを指示その後順次第2滑走路まで航海
This is very stressful.
騎士の
I doubt any of the main characters will die, but still.
全残
I feel bad for the side characters.
メインゲートを指示する以上
了解。
ロータスキャンブル右翼の頭を押さえろハミット隊が孤立したぞロータス班了解正体続け
キャムは了解。充填剤の注入開始まで360秒。
トマホーク湾より各機完全降下まで20数分だ何としても持ちこたえろ
部長簡単に言ってくれるぜだったら航空艇もっとよこしな
トマホークスあいつを止めろこの野郎そうこいつら数が多すぎる
ハミットは急げ。こっちはそんな長く持たないぞ。
ダメだこっちに構うなハーミットワンチキショー
デストロイヤー級の違いを盾にしろ。諦めるな。
Can you imagine when this is going to be animated at the end of the month? I say that nightly at this point.
無理はするなハーミット4立て直せ
There, okay.
補給コンテナを誘導させろ。
You've missed. There's been like 8 that scenes that have all messed with my psyche, man. I don't even know which that scene. I don't even know which that scene you're on about.
S11 があればもっとやれたんですけどね。奴らも目いっぱい巻き込んでやりますよ。やめろ。もうすぐここは。離れて。あとは頼みます。
電気回避
I cannot wait for the anime either. I so hope that they just can keep the story 1-to-1. It deserves at least 40 to 50 episodes. This story deserves to be told. That is a really good decision to make.
このままでは充填剤がなんだとヘッドコーター搬入ゲートの各駅損傷繰り返す搬入ゲートの各駅損傷
トマホークは被害程度を報告せよ。
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. 100% is that they mess it up. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh my god, is that... What are we at? What are we at, lads? Is that 100? Someone's gonna have to tell me. $100 incoming. Is that 99? This is absurd. This is absurd. 98. If I hit 100, I'm gonna have to give a speech.
ヘッドクォーター了解。至急公兵部隊を派遣し、内部より補修作業を行う。
国試験をもっとよこせ
followers.
まだ持たねえぞ
11方向300に高速を発生。だから、どんどん出てきやがる。
ゲートに近いまっすぐ向かってるギャンブル隊対処しろこっちは間に合わん
了解。招待続け。了解。
I cannot thank you guys enough.
フラフラ級に
I
変わるな。
have no
高速
words.
が届
I
け。
have no words.
死ねー。
It does not look like a caterpillar lizard.
ジャンプユニットが。ギャンブル
No,
隊
they're done.
移動から支援します。
No jump unit against the 4 class. It's gonna step on you.
注意戦闘の2隊がゲートに取り付け
Look at the tank class there in the background. Kind of super dog.
ギャンブル隊
No. No.
太陽放棄しろギャンブル2ベイルアウトだ
嫌です。
No.
逃げろギャンブルス。早く。助けてツイ。ヤツらが食い破っちゃう。助けて。助けてツイ。 間に合わない。周囲にポート級が各壁の破損箇所に。
しまった、溶解液だ。奴ら溶解液を破損箇所に。
阻止しろ。中で作業中の連中が。ヘッドコーター、搬入ゲートで作業してる連中を下げろ。ガスト3でやれるぞ。ヘッドコーター
I forgot that they have
排除を
acid.
急げ。
That's so absurd.
キャンブル3が
Jesus
ポート級の昇格にやられた。
F in the chat, boys. This is F's in the chat. Is what I meant to say.
任せるが、こっちも2人やられてる。
They deserve better. I have been. I started in late
今
September.
演習場から総員がこちらに向かってる。それまでなんと。
I know. This is one of those stories that it hurts to put yourself through twice. I could feel the same way about many of the Nakiges that I've read, man. But it's good. You want to come back for more, but at the same time, like, I know it's the same thing. I haven't even, apparently,
交代しましょう。
it does, yeah. It's one of the longest works of
ダ
all
ブルワン
time.
よりヘッドコーター。搬入ゲート前はほぼ壊滅だ。
The gate's almost completely
第2
destroyed.
課ヘッドクォーターよりギャンブルワン、3分持ちこたえてください。帝国海軍に艦砲射撃を要請していま
A
す。
lot of Little Buster's length also comes from ecstasy, though. Which I still haven't read,
スマホ薬についてこい。
which is terrible.
ゲート前の砲撃をやるぞ。
了解。
I can't even imagine what this would look like animated, lads. Thank you! I really appreciate that. I'm glad I'm able to, the stream and everyone inside is able to at least alleviate some of this madness.
ヘッドクォーターよりバルキリーズ、帝国海軍の支援砲撃、着弾まで30秒。第一滑走路周辺より即時対処せよ。
Evacuate? Why? Do you think we're gonna get hit by stray shells? We don't have time.
バルキリーズおよびブラッツ両隊はベータの地下施設侵入に備え直ちに移動を開始せよ。
Move inside immediately and prepare for the beta infiltration. God dang.
バルクリー1にかかる。
This is so cool. This is so immersive.
90番ハンガーまで降りるわよ。急いで。
This is one of the very best VNs in which I felt like I'm actually the main character. That's not a good thing.
任務を少しでも遅らせることとその数を減らすためにやっているのよ。B ゲートの外部
It's only a matter of time before they break through gate B. The ceiling isn't even gonna work in time. Even with air support?
航空兵器は所詮自然防戦に許さない。しかもレーザー種の内状系の回避兵器を準備できていないんです。
Jesus, I didn't even look at the radar. Yuko sacrificed all those people for a staged ambush and we're still sucking? What the hell did those people die for? Oh no, Flacco, this came out, this was written in 2003! 17 years ago! Imagine what the production value was this time. Absolutely genre-defining work. Everyone into the main gate. I'm hoping that Sumika is going to come in with the Susano Mark IV and one-tap everyone. This is so immersive. Gate A's been sealed, alright. One objective down. Hopefully they have enough gorilla. Hopefully it's that really, really thick gorilla glue. The 5th Battalion has been relocated to runway number 3.
帝国陸海軍による演習場および第一滑走路への砲撃依然継続中。電磁カタパルトは第一第二
Is this the King James Bible of VNs? Yes. The IJN saturation bombings on the training grounds is still ongoing.
第二滑走路メインゲートおよび第一から第四シャトルゲートは未だ健在。
Runway number 2's main gate and shuttle gates.
砲兵部隊によるベータ港への硬化剤注入作業は難航中。
Mechanics are having trouble applying the simulator.
第一滑走路 B ゲートです。現在ベータは第三隔壁を突破、第四隔壁に取り付いています。
Gate B on runway number 1, the beta broken through the 3rd barrier.
地下施設通路の確認
99! Thank you so much!
即時戦闘態勢。
99! Thank you. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. This has been, the last 2 days have been the most insane streams ever.
第7戦術機 高大隊は第2層中央集積場 B ゲートリフト前に集結。迎撃態勢を整えています。
I'm gonna. So I just gotta announce this really quick. I don't know if you knew this, Flacco. I don't know if you played Blaze Blue Cross Tag, but Yoshimune and the creator of Blaze Blue are really, really good friends. And there was a really big rumor going around a few months ago that Sumika was gonna be in Cross Tag. That's the closest we might ever get. All right, with that out of the way.
A01 および第19警備小隊所定の位置につきまして弾薬と推進隊の補給を要請しています。現在90番格納庫一波発着場に
I imagine Adachi and Sumika.
メインゲートを守りに行って B ゲートが突破する。思うようにはやらせてくれん。まさかこの横浜基地が短時間でここまで追い詰められる。
I just hope that they have the I hope that they have the parking lot world. We tend to think of the laser class as the greatest threat, but this is more proof that the most powerful weapon that they have is numbers. Of course. Even at a time like this when we have total air superiority without any effective anti-surface weapons, we still fall short. I don't want to think that the completion of the XM3, the 00 unit, and the XG70 caused us to let our guard down, but... That's exactly what the 11th Force HQ is going to say. Even though they're going to just ignore the fact that we repeatedly asked them to reevaluate. By the way, what's the status of the 00 unit? Please! Please! Still undergoing purification. It'll be a long while before she wakes up. God dang it. I want Sumika to be the savior. 100. Alright. I'm sorry, but my 100 follower. I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much. Obviously, when I started, I didn't even expect anything. My first ever stream was Heavy Rain, and I did it as a joke to see what would happen if I did every bad decision. And thanks to the community that you guys have kind of built, even though obviously I'm super small streamer, I cannot thank you guys enough. From Final Fantasy 11 to my old playthroughs of Final Fantasy games to the indie games that I play to all the classic stuff. I never thought that I would see the day to where I would get to 100 followers, and for every single person who supported me along the way, I just want to say thank you so much. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you guys, especially just the community that I've seen, the friends that I've made from streaming from Final Fantasy 11 to even now with Muv-Luv. The communities have been so welcoming, friendly, hilarious, actually fun to be around. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. This is a milestone that I never thought that I'd hit. And obviously we've had our ups and downs. We've had the biggest down being the 7 remake, and I'd say that this is probably going to be up there with some of our biggest highs. So hopefully we can go ahead and just keep the ride going. I just want to say thank you guys so much for everything. I legit cannot thank you guys enough. I wish I can go ahead and do more. I wish I can go ahead and give back to you guys in some way, but I just want to say thank you guys, honestly. Thank you. And it only gets better from here. Alright. Back to military chatter and PTSD. Check DM. No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I faced the ban hammer too many times. Not the alarm.
第7大
It
隊
just
戦
keeps
闘機
getting
単
worse.
国用を中心に小型機で構成される一軍が中央集積場に侵入。数は測定不能です。
101.
操縦はいらんぞ。とにかく撃ちまくれ。奴らをこ
You
こで
guys,
食い
I
止める
am
んだ。
speechless. Thank you so much.
この野郎バカかかってこいやおらおらおら狭い入り口一つじゃお得意の集団戦もできねえな
Alright, we'll get around to it. Get Chomp-kun out of here. I'm tired of what he's caused to us.
各駅が破られるぞ。デストロイヤー級やグラップラー級のお出ました。
Y'all are going crazy.
破壊の許可が出ている派手に歓迎してやれ了解
Alright, let's give him a hell of a welcome party. Let's see it.
なるほどあるんだ残念だったね
Smoking him. This is what you love to
敵が
see.
敵を取られすぎるなタンク級を取り込ませるぞ
了解。ドラゴン1、こっちに回り込んだぞ。奴らメインシャフトに向かってる。
了解了解はお客さんだぞ待ちくたびれた
About
ぜ
time they showed up.
死骸が邪魔だどんどん抜けていっちまう
The dead
ぞ
ones are getting in the way. We're missing more and more by the second.
サーカスマン B ゲート各駅前の死骸の山をロケットで吹っ飛ばしてくれ了解サーカス4威圧で掃除しろ
了解。前期爆風に備えろ。
ありがとよサーカス4これで少しは余計広がっちまったじゃねえか
Oh, they just... Oh my god.
くそーデストロイヤー級の死骸があちこちにあってサーカスマンもう一度だ散在しているデストロイヤー級の
The shells are
なん
in the
だ
way.
ダメだ閉鎖空間で2発以上は危険だ
Oh my
俺たちも持たないぞ
god. I feel like this is not real. I legit feel 100 viewers. You guys, this doesn't even feel real. Thank you.
とにかく撃ちまくれ。
I can't even like,
僕の連中は何やっ
I
てんだ
can't even be sad
数
like,
が減ってねえじゃねえ
yeah, I
か
know. That's what I'm expecting. I'm gonna wake up and there's gonna be Twizzlers in my mouth.
レイガーマンライガーマンそっちに結構抜けちゃってるすまねえが頼む
フレーム1了解。ライガー1了解。前期準備はいいな。地下格納庫には行かせるな。
了解くそ奴ら死骸の盾にじりじり迫ってきやがるでかいのはともかく小型車はもうほとんど素通しになっちまってるぞ奥はそっちの内漏らしが多すぎるなんとかならないか
無理だ。死骸に邪魔されてほとんど対処できない。それどころかこっちももう目と鼻の先まで奴らがにじり寄ってきてるんだ。
奥はロケットは
Congrats, mate. I'm glad you got your day off.
俺たちはランチャーを排除してドラゴン
And
隊
then
の
thank you so
仲間
much.
に入
I'm glad you got your day off. I know work's been
メイン
ridiculous.
シャフトを頼んだぞ。
れおお機体にタンク機が飛びつきやがった待ってろ今ナイフで落としてやる上で払うなマニピュレーターを壊すぞ
Yeah, friendly fire with a knife. Don't do this.
お早くこいつ走行をかじってやがる待て動くな
ホックリーカバーだ。撃ちまくれ。
了解あーこの野郎
CQC was, of course, going to be the
隊長
downfall.
隊長タンク級が
The crosstalk's never happening again. I've given up on it.
ホック4今行くぞ。
Also, congrats, you deserve it.
グリズリー4
If you want to watch some sports this weekend, let me know.
了解。
Oh no, oh, don't feel bad. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I can't even like keep up with everything. This is crazy. Yeah, no, don't feel bad. Everyone, even the moderators are super chill here, I promise you. Well, it's all banter, all good. Oh, that's friendly fire. Oh, Jesus. The voice acting is incredible.
グリズリー4、ホーク2の腕打て。このままじゃ味方にやられる。
了解。
グリズリー4、てめえら離れろ。バカ野郎、勝手にポジション外すな。
And the downfall has begun.
こいつらをお願い。
グリズリー3、まずホーク2の腕打て。
Subscribe to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the subscription. You now get the legendary deleted emote with more emotes on the way. I'm actually getting them in for processing right now, and a lot of you good friends who I've met along the way are helping me animate them. So the emotes that we got coming up are going to be the Wojak Talkru, Born to Feel, and the Pog Chomp, as it will be named. So thank you so much for the subscription. I really thank you. This has been an unreal experience tonight. Oh Jesus! What the hell?
てめえは前見て撃って。おい、よけ。
I wish I could just give out all the emotes for free. I think there might be a way to do that now. But especially when the Pog Chomp one comes out, because that one's gonna be hilarious. This hurts to watch. Thankfully, chat's been keeping me sane, and PTSD
現在
less.
第二滑走路に敵影なし。演習上の残敵も含め全て第一滑走路に向かっている模様です。
I think this is one of those that everyone will remember their first
これを
playthrough.
受けて帝国
No
軍の
enemies
支援
on
攻
Runaway
撃が
number
第一
2.
滑
All
走路
enemy
に集
survivors
中して
include
いま
this
す。
from training grounds to make their way to Runaway 1.
ベータの B ゲート到達率はおよそ 30%。
We have all gotten
その多くが
PTSD.
小型種です。
About 30% of the beta have reached Gate B.
多数のフォート級とデストロイヤー級の死骸が砲撃の阻止効果を著しく減じている影響と考えられます。
The large number of Fort class and Destroyer class bodies may be rendering our bombardment less effective. It's great that they're gathered in one place, but how the hell did 30% make it that far? It doesn't matter how big the depot is. We can't do anything if betas start pouring in by the hundreds. For God's sake, there's so many beta markers I could barely even make out our allies' location.
B ゲートから侵入したベータ軍は中央集積場にて第7
It
段
happens
階
to
と
the
交
best
戦
of
中。
us. I think I'm gonna be the same way, my friend.
多数のデストロイヤー級の死骸が遮蔽物となっているた
I
め
could not
攻
sleep
撃の
last
効果が
night.
著しく低下。
Thank you so much for the follow again. Oh my god. I'm on cloud 9. Don't say that. I was about to say I couldn't sleep last night. I had PTSD. Final Fantasy VII Victory music starts. No, a buddy of mine actually got this for me, as he really wanted me to stream it, and the version that he got me was the uncensored version. I don't launch it via Steam, so as a result of which, I got to get the Twizzler scene in its full grotesque brutality, just human misery. And it was one of those that I stayed up till a good 6 a.m. last night just staring at my ceiling, and every time I'd start falling asleep, it would pop back up in my mind, and there you go, 10 more minutes of being awake. And finally, I legit slept. And I slept probably one of the worst nights I've ever had. So hopefully tonight's a little bit better. But with all the support you guys have given me, I don't know how anyone wouldn't be able to sleep good. Enemies using the large amount of destroyer bodies as cover. At least things have calmed down. They're currently fighting in close quarters. Half of the units that were protecting Gate B have fallen back. Yeah, it was. There's something in this that will trigger something in everyone, no matter what. Whether it's just grotesque, weird, just inhumane stuff, or just gory aspects. I think there's something that will trigger something in anyone that would cause them to have at least some sort of PTSD. Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much, and thank you for Toolpost for actually putting up the Reddit thread, and thank you guys so much from r/Muv-Luv and r/Fiennes that have come in. Really, thank you. This community is fantastic. All barriers leading up in the 90s lift terminal are undamaged. Please resupply while you can. Sensei was right. They're after the reactor, so that confirms that they needed to replenish their energy. And if that's the case, everything that isn't between them and the reactor should be safe for now. But if the beta make it all the way down there and manage to recharge, they just start smashing everything in sight. If that happens and those smaller betas start pushing through the underground floors, then Sumika Kasumi Sensei, they're... Oh, our favorite image. No, I'm not. That's actually Toolpos, if he's still here in the chat, was the one who put it up. You'll see me. I commented on it, actually. I made a Reddit just to comment on it. I'm just the same name as what my Twitch name is, my friend. So basically, what happened was, I lurk on the Reddit from time to time just to see the funny stuff on there, and then I saw, you know, the stream name on there. I was like, wait, that's me. I might as well go ahead and make one. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I probably will never use Reddit other than my random ramblings on r/VNs and whatnot. But yeah, my Reddit that I legit made last night just to say thank you was is under my same name. If these guys get in here and recharge, we're screwed. HQ is currently discussing countermeasures. Your orders have not... My dog just barked. Alright, cool. We can calm down for a second. Great, give me just 1 second. I gotta go take the dog out. This is a good time to calm down over this freaking nonsense. Talk about PTSD. I don't know if you guys saw that freaking heart rate skyrocket, but there was like a shadow in my backyard and I was certain that was it. The tank class had finally come for me. But it was just a possum. Eating a tree. Eating a guava tree. That I was about to get Chomp Coon 2.0. I understand how you feel, but it goes against our orders. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm like running out of words to say at this point. I'm at heart attack range. Okay, no, we've calmed down. We've calmed down. Earlier it probably was. Like I said, I thought for sure. That's the PTSD. That's the enjoyment of this game, right? Is looking outside, seeing a shadow, and then thinking that you're going to be the next Marimo. Deep breaths. I have some water next to me, though. This lift doesn't lead to Hangar 90. Okay, we're calm. Chomsy now is 155. That is legit heart attack range. Yeah, 155. No, if there's any... No, I know, but seriously, I was just really scared right now. So, of course, my heart rate's going to reflect that. It will go back down to resting if I just focus on it. But we're good now. The beta are not attacking. And of course, with all the following and stuff like that, I kind of have no choice but to be surprised I'm not hitting 300 heart rate with how much this chat has been following and going off, and it's just an unreal experience. Unreal. Everyone's fighting a losing battle and we're doing nothing. Enough. Jeez. All of us are feeling the same way, especially First Lieutenant Ayase. Your heart. Okay, I would recommend getting that checked, my friend. If you're ready for can't even speak. If your heart rate is 89 to 95 resting, especially during sleep, I would kind of recommend, like, maybe looking into that. Mine, like I said, is like low 60s when I'm asleep. Yeah, that's I could definitely tell from that. That's too bad. Just try and take deep breaths. That's usually what is the best way to go ahead and calm down. That's why. You know Hayase wants to go more help. Oh my god, I legit can't speak. Okay. You know that Lieutenant Hayase wants to go help more than anyone else in this room. Both of you need to cut it out. You better be done by resupplying. And now my heart rate's gonna skyrocket again seeing the viewer count. Now you two get the privilege of joining Tomase for those 200 push-ups. Copy. It must be killing Suzumiya to let people die like this after what happened to Isumi and Kashiwagi. Another follower. This has been such an unreal night. Tonight and last night have been so unreal that it just... I don't even know what to say, honestly. I don't even know what to say. It's been such an unreal experience. I feel like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's the beta timeline. It is. It's legit, like, I couldn't have asked for anything more. I couldn't even, like I said, my dream was like 50 followers, and then I hit that, and then I got up to 80, and I was like, wow, like I've really, like, I love this community, you know, I love the community that we have, and then all of a sudden now, I've gotten like almost a fourth of my followers in just a single night. I wake up tomorrow, and it's October 9th. No, it's October 22nd. Oh, don't say that, please. Not to mention the beta completely caught us off guard. We've been totally backed into a corner and the plan's not even working the way it's supposed to. Anyone would be a little antsy, but it's probably way worse for the first lieutenants. AO1 is a unit that carries out special missions for the alternative program without consideration for the allied casualties. All the missions up until now had just had us on the attack, so being on the defensive side must have been putting everyone on edge. I mean, Hayase's specialty is definitely offensive operations. Being put in a position like this right after becoming the leader of this unit must have just been hard as hell. Is that why Suzumiya was saying all that? Was she trying to speak for Hayase, knowing that she couldn't make the suggestion herself? She's right, just words in her mouth. I'm just as messed up as the rest of them. Yuko's always had these contingency plans for everything, and I'm getting so freaked out after seeing her get caught off guard. This is exactly why I have to stop expecting her to take care of everything for me. This is the kind of situation where I need to step up and do something, but I have no idea what the hell to do. I feel like we're completely just out of options. Is this the end? Is it over? I finished resupplying. Oh, got it. Back to reality. Valkyrie 2 to Valkyrie 1, B flights finished resupplying. Good. Stand by. Copy. Oh my god, another follower. Thank you so much. Is the graphic actually here now? For some reason, it's just the sound. Usually when I go ahead and get a follower, a really cool little GIF pops up. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened tonight, but maybe that's okay because the GIF usually stays there for quite some time. I wish that it did pop up though, so that way I could thank each and every single one of you guys individually, but unfortunately, it's been a little wonky. So sorry about that, but to each person individually who's followed and who's been with me for this long, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could give a speech every single time that I got a follower, just how much it means to me. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that too. I know obviously that we're in the middle of a pandemic and things are tough, so you saying that just makes me feel a lot better, you know? Makes me feel like there's a purpose in this, so thank you for that. If you wanted to go ahead and catch anything else too, I post all my stream archives to my YouTube. It's under my same name, and it's also linked to same name. I legit just go on YouTube and search up Delete This. Thank you. You guys are real cool. You guys are much cooler than I ever will be. If you want to go ahead and find any of the old YouTube stuff on there, I've done the heart rate since just about the coup arc is when I was told to put it on. So thank you guys so much. If you guys want to go ahead and see any of that, some of my funny reactions, especially the infamous chomp scene, you guys could go ahead and that'll be linked. You look unwell. Is everything all right? I'm fine, honestly. You'd have a lot more to be worried about if I wasn't faced by any of this. That is true. No matter how ill we may feel, we have no choice but to fight. You got that right. As usual, Maya looks no more worse for wear, but I'm sure that's just not the case. Regardless of how safe it is now, we have no idea what might happen to the capital after this.
心配だな。せめて他の場所に移送してやれればよかったのだが。
I'm concerned for Kagami's well-being. Were it only that we could only have her sent elsewhere. But right now it doesn't matter where she is. If we lose the base, there's not going to be a safe place left on this planet.
そうだな。
This is one battle we can't afford to lose. We can't. I'm just preaching to the choir. Words aren't going to do anything to help us right now. No.
隔壁が突破されました。
this
敵がメイン
alarm.
ロフトになだれ込んでいます。
I'm fine. This is like the dog inside of the burning house with the I'm fine. That's what I feel like this entire
第7大隊壊滅。残存機は集積場に突入した第5大隊に合流。
chatter.
第二滑走路の兵力を全て集積場に投入。それ以上メインシャ
Thank
フト
you.
への侵入を許
Thank you
す
so
な。
much for the follow again. I really wish that the thing was working so I can go ahead and say personalized thank you, but thank you from the bottom of my heart.
メインシャフト第一各壁にて101機械化歩兵連隊接敵。
ブリザード中隊がメインシャフトへの追撃許可を要請しています。
いかん。機械化歩兵に任せろ。キャプトでの小型種相手の戦闘は戦術機に向かない。第2第3各国に展開中の機械化歩兵連隊に通過する。即時
了解。反応ロブロックに続く最終リフトの第1第4各壁にトラブル発生。遠隔閉鎖できません。
I never thought I'd even get half of this. We're experiencing technical difficulties with the first and fourth area.
誰でもよい。手動で閉鎖させため。
To get someone to close them manually, don't care
司
who.
令、現状その作業に
We
回
don't
せ
have
る
to
余剰部隊はありません。
Fantastic.
ここまで俺
Gone from bad to worse. I think that
メイン
is
シャフ
a
ト第2第3
fantastic sentence that sums up extra until now. People make fun of the lacrosse art. I wish I was in the lacrosse art. Let me go ahead and turn it up then. It's probably just because of the radio chatter. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and hit you guys with ASMR. It seems pretty much in my mouth. Maybe a mixture of both. We all get PTSD
第
here.
2滑走路にフォート級出現。6体です。
まだ残っていたのか。守備隊の移動状況はどうなっている。
第2滑走路守備隊は全機集積場に移動済みで
Thank
す。
you so much. Again, another follower. Thank you.
第2滑走路は砲撃できないというの。
第2滑走路にレーザー級出現。フォート級から吐き出されています。
バカだ。
A laser class? Oh my
その
god.
数7、8。フォート級から次々に吐き出されていま
There's
す。
7, 8, more and more of them are spilling out.
何だと。
Oh, that's right. Now I learned that in beta school that they could repopulate on top of the fourth class.
データは切り札を。
This is done.
メインゲート第1各壁要塞。第2各壁も照射を受けています。
集積場で戦闘中の全ての部隊
Humanity
に
lost.
メインゲート周辺より退避。レーザー級侵入と同時に敵の遮蔽物を
There's
逆
like
手に取り
legit no other
接近
option
戦
than
にて
just a
仕
full
留める。
tactical retreat and
最優先だ。
nuking of the base.
了解。
レーザー級による航空部隊の被
Hopefully
害
then it won't attack, affect so far on the ground that the
一
Susanoo
機も
4 is
落とさ
done.
れていません。レーザー級は全てメインゲートを攻撃しています。
You can't, I'm sorry about that. I'm assuming it's just because of the radio chatter. I'll go ahead and just not speak right now until this is done.
ここまで現実を見せられない。
なんか終わった。
How did you not pick this up like an hour ago?
それ以前にかねてより疑問に思っていたことを
I'm gonna go ahead and type this out just because I know that apparently audio is not working too well right now.
彼らはこの急激なことに見せた深いのです。それは明らかに人類の深いデータとしてそこにとって打ち上げ一つで熱を帯びて何かがまっすぐ 車艇やデストロイヤー級を点検中です。小型機の生存率を高めるため機内の装甲核とパスに内部で作用です。
しかしそれを戦術として成立させるには
おそらく彼にはこの基地
There's someone on the inside. Could you imagine?
私たちが海軍の情報を友にすれば有効な戦術を組み立てられます。彼らは人類に
当21号作戦でルールは嫌い
そうであればまだ
なんだと
そして彼らは人間に興味を持って何らかの研究をしている。背後
ありえん
私自身が彼らは人類を調査するために意図的に横浜を
The beta were 700 IQ all along. We've just been playing it their chess match.
日本が持ちこたえてこられた人が
I want to talk to the leader of the beta. I wonder if he's a cool dude.
ただそう考えると横浜海軍の中で政治中レベルがあるので歴史規模の数を持っています。本州近郊最大の謎と言われる様川手前での人間に多くの事情を勉強一斉に適能がついて考えています。本21年直後人類調査が総決算し
It works in the way.
迎えしに来た
Whatever their strategy, their little test is, it's worked.
もし博士が言うと我々人類に背後というのは後悔させてやるんじゃないか。メインシャフト第2第3企画重点封鎖機械化歩兵連隊
了解。
閉鎖企画を追う台数小型種侵入に備え基地の全要員に武器を支給する。
No ban. Thank you, Sumiko. Thank you, bedsheet.
何やってるの。まだ浄化処置は終わってない。
What are you doing here? There's no way you finished purifying. She looks ready.
います。
いや彼女を処置室に連れて行きなさい。
メインシャフト第一各域了解。
Stop.
レーザー級
No,
17
there is no
進入
ban.
を確認。
No, there is no ban. Stop. Thank you so much for the follow. You know what? That was perfect timing for probably the first time tonight. We have the best song, and now that Lieutenant Kagami is ready to rumble.
お願いです。
116機械
She
化歩
knows
兵連隊
everything.
第
What
2
does she
各
mean
域
by
に接
this?
敵。
怒っている。
What?
どうしてこうなったの？
反応炉を重点封鎖す
What
る
are you thinking?
いやだもういい席に戻ります。
If that lasts for more than anything more than 3 hours, I'd recommend consulting your doctor.
いい5分そうしたら
That might be the funniest comments made.
わかりました。
Okay, they're breaking through that third barrier. The laser class are breaking through each barrier in 5 minutes, and there's 2 left. The TSF units in the central depot have been wiped out, and we've only got 1 company of mechanized infantry. What the hell?
ヘッドクォーターよりバルキリーズおよびブラッツ。
HQ to all Valkyries and Bloods.
これより新たな任務を伝える。 戦機オ
You
ー
will
プ
now
ンチ
be
ャンネル
informed
に
of
向
your
か
new
っていた
mission.
よ
All units switch.
みんなお疲
Oh
れ様
yeah, NFL Blitz
全
music.
員無事で何より
Good
だ
to
わ
see you're all in one piece. Sensei's directly? I thought you would just be talking to Hayase.
手の通り状況は良くないわでもまだ最悪ではないその一歩手前といったところ
As you know, the situation is pretty bad, but it's not hopeless. We're about one step away from the worst case
一
scenario.
歩手前で踏みとどまるための策を考えてから協力してちょうだい
They made it in the beta timeline too. I've thought of a way to stop the worst from happening.
ベータは最下層にある反応炉を目指して進行中その目的は反応炉から活動エネル
The
ギ
beta
ー
are
を
advancing
補給
towards
すること
the reactor in the lowest rate, and their goal to replenish energy.
そしてその後ここを再びハイブに戻
Once
す
they do that, they'll retake the hive.
仮にそうなった場合 XT70 や基地の施設は破壊され日本は再び滅亡の危機にさらされることになる
If that were to happen, our entire base in the XG-70 would be decimated, and Japan would once again be on the brink of total
逆
destruction.
にここで補給を阻止できればその危機は回避できる彼らの活動エネルギーはあと数時間しか持たないはずなの
On the other hand, if we could stop them from re-energizing, we could avoid all of that. At their current rate, they should have only a few hours left. A few hours left? Is that something costing me, Red? It's within our range, but I didn't realize it would be detailed.
だけど残念なことに満単位のベータを相手にあと数時間持ちこたえるだけの戦力はもうこの基地には残って
Unfortunately, there aren't enough forces left in the base to hold this many beta, though.
敵が第三核壁まで到達している以上国連や帝国の増援を待っている
Now that they've reached the third barrier, we don't even have time to wait for Imperial reinforcements.
現状の最良策は反応炉を停止させることです
Therefore, our best option, shut down the reactor. We're just gonna shut it down? We're entirely out of other options then. Whether they're stable or not, Sumika and the Susanoo are humanity's last hope. If the beta get their hands on the reactor, they're both done. If we can turn off the reactor, there's a possibility we could reactivate it later. I think this is probably our only choice.
じゃあ作戦を
Let me
説明する
explain.
独立したベータ系機関である反応炉は指令室から遠隔制御
This
す
is
ること
so
ができない
immersive and so just in-depth. I love it.
B33 フロアの制御室で操作する必要がある
The reactor has been isolated from the beta network and can't be controlled remotely from here. That means we need to do it from the control room on the basement floor
まず
33.
B19 フロアからオペレーター
I
が
guess I
出
should
発数人の護衛とともに保守点検用のラダーで
Seems like a
B33 フ
quality
ロアにあ
plan.
る
We're gonna send an
反応
operator
炉
from
制御室を目指
19, and then they'll head into the reactor on 33. Down the maintenance ladder, along with several guards. Lisp. There's a good chance the little guys could get into the hallways there, but I doubt a soldier class could squeeze through.
次に A01 から2機作業支援として最下層に向かってもらう
Next, 2 TSS from A01 will head to the lowest level.
この時スタノー2型のムアコック列席機
Oh
に火を入れ
man,
た
this is now we're thinking. This is the tic tacs I've been waiting for. At that point, we're gonna start up the Susanoo's Mark II's Moorcock Electric Drive.
これでメインシャフトの27層リフトゲートつまり90番格納庫につながる各駅付近に敵は引きつけられるはず
That should attract all the enemies to the lift gate at the 27th level of the main shaft. In other words, they'll be drawn to the barriers connected to Hangar 90.
その隙にメインシャフト第4第5各壁を開けるから支援機はベータに構わず反応炉まで一気に降りなさい
While they're distracted, we'll open up the 4th and 5th barriers in the main shaft. The 2 TSS will descend to the reactor without bothering any of the
メ
beta.
インシャフトの各壁はすぐに閉鎖するけどベータの侵入を完全には防
We'll
げ
close
ない
them immediately after, but there's a certain to be a few beta that do make it through.
支援機はオペレーターが到着する前に反応炉を完全確保するのよ
The 2 TSS will ensure that the reactor is secure before the operator gets there.
90番格納庫に残った A01 と第19小隊は XT70 を死守反応炉が停止するまでは陽動であるムアコック列席機関を止めるこ
The
と
rest of A01 and the 19th flight will guard the XG-70 and Hangar 90. We can't let them stop the Moorcock drive until the reactor's offline. We have to stop the reactor in order to protect Sumika and the Susanoo. Ironic that we have to use the Susanoo as bait to do so. I know the most important thing that we can do is protect this 00 unit, but we can't afford to lose the Susanoo.
メインシャフトと格納庫をつなぐ通路に隔壁は4枚現在第1第2隔壁間を重点
This chapter has gone crazy. I think this has probably been the longest chapter. And the best so far, too. The corridor connecting the hangar to the main shaft has 4 barriers. We're sealing the first 2 right now, but if they're taking down the beta, we'll come searching in.
重点封鎖が完了してもレーザー級によってたかられたら15分と持たない
Even if we do manage to seal them off, they'll only last 15 minutes once the laser class starts
したがって
attacking.
反応炉停止作業は迅速に行う必要がある作業がもたつけばその分全てを危険にされるこ
Therefore,
と
we
に
have
な
to
る
shut down the reactors ASAP. ABAP. The longer it takes, the more dangerous this base will be.
というわけで制御室には私が行く
Which is why I'm going to the control room myself. Fastest option. she's going in person. Is she insane? It doesn't matter how safe the maintenance ladder is. The beta will squeeze through.
作業支援は早瀬と白金にお願いするわ。満単位のベータを突破するのは新旧ストームヴァンガード1コンビとなると無理。
Hayase Shirogane, you'll be supporting me. Only a Storm Vanguard 1 would be able to break through tens of thousands of beta on their own. You've missed quite a bit. I think even 30 hours might be another statement.
今は時間があります。停止コードで制御装置をしているものも見えます。しかし博士に万が一のことがあれば
私が行きます。
Are you insane?
副司令に代わりに行き
You can't walk?
しかし君は
停止コードを教えてください。無理や鈴宮チーム、あなた大丈夫です。私なら大丈夫です。副司令、私が行きます。
Please, I really liked her so much better than her sister. Please, no beta attack.
風じゃないですか。鈴宮チーム、先生、二人に万が一のことがあって人類はどうなるんですか。私は英士訓練を受けています。失礼ですが、運営出身のお二人よりも早く制御室に着く自信があります。停止コードさえ教えていただければ移動時間が短い分状況に有利です。
All you need to do is just tell me the shutdown code, and the time I could save in transit would benefit everyone greatly. Haruka.
第一、私に万が一のことがあっても
No, that's
計画
foreshadowing.
には何の
Then
損失
beta
もあり
going
ま
to
せ
eat
ん。
her up. And if anything happened to me, wouldn't it be a critical loss to the plan?
私が行く
But
こ
it
とこ
would
そ
be. I would be
あらゆる
sad.
要求を最大に満たしている選択だ
I
と考え
firmly
ます
believe it's best for me to go. There's no more efficient way than to complete the task.
お願いします。
So please let me
行か
do
せて
this.
ください。私もイスミバ
As
ル
a
キリ
member
ー
of
ズの
the
一
Isumi
員です。
Valkyries,
みんなと一緒に戦わせ
let
て
me
く
fight
だ
with
さ
the
い。
others. Suzumiya,
私がその時両足を引かれたの。
your legs are most definitely not fine.
ちょっと大変なことになっちゃった。
Please no, I will be sad.
今の私の
Please no,
両足
Beta.
には一世代が
I don't need a Chomp-kun 2 or Chomp-kun 3. So many people have. Oh, didn't mean to cut that off. Sorry. So many people have died. I'm just losing track. More so background characters. I doubt any of the main cast will die. Like, I'm pretty sure that Takeru, Meiya, Tama, Ayamine, and Chizuru will be completely fine. Oh, I forgot about Yoroi. She'll be fine. I could see the side characters die, but not the main characters. There's been too much development for them to die.
鈴宮注意にその任務を任せた。
出しゃばるな鈴宮。上官の会話に口を挟むなバカ者。
すみま
I
せ
didn't
ん。
mention Sumiko on purpose because I think that I have a really weird
部下が
theory
失礼をし
going.
ました。
And it's really outlandish, and it's probably not true. I'm not gonna go ahead and say it though.
堅苦しい
We'll
上
just
下
see if
関
I
係
was
なんて
right.
も
But I
ともと気
probably
にして
am
ないわ。
not. I could see Sumiko dying for a really important plot reason.
ではお言葉に甘えて
And
口を
that
挟
I
ま
would
せていただきます
consider to be, that's the final
鈴
coup
宮
de
注
grace
意
of
の
this
進
scene.
路。ぜひ
Would be
ご一報
Sumiko's
ください。
death, provided that it happens.
私は鈴宮注意を任命することが一番理にかなってい
And
る
it's
と
probably
考え
just because I was not speaking into it directly. Sorry about that. Should be a little better now.
君はした
Oh my god, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you.
迷っている時間はないはずだ。
今問答した分に取り替えください。じゃあ準備しなさい。ルートや操作手順データ転送する。
ありがとうございます。
鈴宮注意頼むよ。
よろしくお願いします。
Hey, they came back!
そんなお家様。
They finally get an important mission, you guys. Feels good, man.
長、
Lieutenant Suzumiya will be there for you soon. Take care of that
じゃあ
reactor.
タイミングを確認するわ。
Alright, here's how we proceed. Oh, is audio better, by the way?
早瀬と白金が中央集積場前に移動したら A01 と19小隊は90番格納庫内に展開。
When Hayase and Shirogane move into the central depot, A01 and the 19th flight will be deployed in Hangar 90.
早瀬と白金がメインシャフトに入ったらムアコックレステ機関を起動。
Once Hayase and Shirogane enter the main shaft, activate the Moorcock Elect drive.
ラザフォードフィールドを発生させるほどの出力はまだ出せないから機体との接近に気を使わなくても
It's not powerful enough to produce Rutherford fields, so you don't have to worry about keeping your distance. But that means that the beta can easily get close too. Alright, looks like it's good. Cool, thank you. I just had to edit the gain a little bit. Move a little bit closer. Suzumiya will move down the maintenance shaft alone. The guard platoon will secure the 15 meters between the maintenance hatch and the control room. Oh. The plan is for them to act as bait if needed. But I like them. I hope all three don't get eaten by beta, but I would have to choose the two random UN guards as before Suzumiya. I like her too much. By the time Suzumiya reaches the control room, Hayase and Shirogane should have already finished clearing out another follow. This is unreal. This is unreal. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wish my notifications were working and I would give every single one of you guys that followed. I will at the end of the night. I will go ahead and give every single one of you guys that followed a shout out. Thank you so much for the follow. What a landmark night. This has just been unreal. Absolutely unreal. Thank you. Once the reactor's offline, Hayase and Shirogane will move out immediately. If the barriers to Hangar 90 haven't been broken, you'll go back using the same route you took down here. If they've been breached, use the main shaft to get directly to Hangar 90 and join the rest of your unit. Suzumiya and the guard platoon will then abandon the control room and retreat to B-19. At this point, we'll deactivate the Moorcock Left drive. If any beta manage to sneak in, the 3rd and 4th barriers will be closed and sealed. Deal with the intruders and secure the XG-70. If we need to, we'll also seal the gates around the central depot. I'm sure you understand, but this is not a proactive plan in which we violently wipe out the beta. Even with all this trouble we're going through, it's essentially still a passive strategy. We'll have to wait either for reinforcements to arrive or for the beta to run out of energy. But this is the only option we have, so we just have to play with the cards we've been dealt. Considering how long Hangar 90's barriers can hold out, the reactor needs to be shut down within 20 minutes of the Moorcock Left engine. Make certain this plan succeeds. Got it? Also, we're moving supply containers to the hangar, so make good use of them. I'll contact you again when Suzumiya's group is ready. Prepare yourselves in the meantime as well. Everyone, you heard. It's time for to rise up and make a stand. Let's give them hell. The team to shut down the reactor will have call sign Alpha 3. Lieutenant Tsukiyomi's unit will be A flight. Munokata will lead Suzumiya, Mitsuruki, and Ayamine as B flight. Kazuma will lead Sakaki, Yoroi, and Tamase as C flight. Those 3 flights will be Alpha 1. Shirogane and I will split off from AO1 and Alpha 2 as Alpha 2 element, so those of you in Hangar 90 will be under the 1st Lieutenant Tsukiyomi's command. Got it? Copy. Tsukiyomi, take good care of my subordinates. But of course. To those of you in Unit AO1, I am 1st Lieutenant Tsukiyomi Mana of the Imperial Royal Guard 19th Independent Guard Flight. I am honored to be entrusted with the command of the unit once helmed by the late Captain Asumi, who was a hero and the pride of our nation.
この規則遠縁の事態を必ずや跳ね返してくれると
You
信
have all
じ
grazed the line between life and death many times before, and as such, I believe you have what it takes to see us through our darkest
機
hour.
関らの力を貸してくれ
That's a good speech.
共に人類の
Lend
未
me
来を
your
切り開
strength.
こ
We
う
will defend humanity's future together. Guys, we're counting on you.
ヘッドクォーターよりアルファ1およびアルファ2、アルファ3移動開始。各隊は所定の行動を開始。
HQ to Alpha 1 and Alpha 2. Alpha 3 has begun moving. All units move to your designated positions.
アルファ2了解。
Alpha 2 copy.
アルファ1了解。
Hayase is a good pick. Alpha 1.
白がね、行くぞ。
Sure, Gani, let's go. Hey, have you read Akane Maniacs? Or no, she's on Rumbling Hearts. She's on the front cover. Whoa! We got movement. This is really
メインシャフト
cool.
には A ゲートと B ゲートを破壊して
At least I
侵
think
入してい
she's
る。
in Rumbling Hearts, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's also a cutscene.
C ゲートから突入するわ。
Wow, it is a
戦
cutscene.
闘は可
Time
能
to
な
mute.
限り避けるのよ。
分かってます。だけどレーザー級だけは見つけ次第片付けますよ。
当然止まらなきゃいいのよ。一方的な攻撃もあり。
了解。
中央集積場第一各駅開放。アルファ2移動開
Central
始
to
せよ。 了解。
still cutscene.
白金行くわよ。
了解。
白金右だ。ヘッドクォーター C ゲート開け。
ヘッドクォーター了解。メインシャフト C 各駅開放。
バルキリーはフォックス1。バルキリーはフォックス3。
ボックス3。
こんな
やらせねえぞ。
アルファ3の現在
先行の警備部隊は B25 フロアを通過。鈴宮中尉は現在 B23 フロア付近を降下中。
平等を開始するわよ。
I've interrupted the cutscene to say thank you for the follow.
ムアコックレヒテ機関起動します。ムアコックレヒテ機関の起動確認。第4核壁周辺のベータが移動
メインシャフト
開始しました。
内のベータが移動開始。
ブラッドワンより各機最悪5分で突破してくるぞ。侵入直後は通路に集中砲撃。敵の死骸でバリケードを作れ。奴らの戦術を逆手に取るんだ。死角はブーストジャンプでカバーしろ。集積場と違いここは高度が取れる。立体的戦術で対処するんだ。いいな。
了解。
平らげるわよ。
了解。
This makes me feel like I'm in a simulator. This is
レーザー照射源
so
消滅。
cool.
レーザー級の殲滅を確認。3番4番です。
Muv-Luv Mecha Game win.
この速度で。
データの侵入を制限するためだ。
手前40のブーストリバー。駅名を書き強制姿勢制御2回よ。おじけづいたの白金。
冗談じゃない。楽
3番
勝ですよ
各駅より。ベータ侵入。アルフ
白
ァ
金行くわよ。
およそ200。小型種多数とグラップラー級です。
鈴宮。悪いけどもっと急いでちょうだい。最下層ブロックに小型種が侵入したわ。
Please no beta.
反応のブロックの隔壁が破られました。
くそ。隔壁が破
急ぐわよ。
られてる。
What in God's name? This is the reactor?
白金床を見ろ。
Ah. Beta?
どうやらお食事中のよう
They're
な。
having themselves a little snack.
早瀬、白金。単発で精密狙撃しなさい。相手は動いてい
Use
ない
single
わ。
controlled shots, they're not moving. Why do you want us to snipe them? Even on full auto, they won't be enough to break the reactor.
教団や流れ弾で人間が作った設備が壊れるのよ。制御室が破壊されたら鈴宮が無駄
Bullet ricochet and strays could easily destroy all of our man-made equipment. You could destroy the commander before Suzumiya does her job. I didn't even think of that.
私は右回りで潰していく。あんたは
I
左
take
から
right,
よ
you take left. Copy.
ほらほら劣化ウランのデザートはいかが？
私のおごりよ。
こちらアルファ3鈴宮 B33 フロアに到達しました。
We've done it.
向かってちょうだい。
We've done it.
了解。
注意、こちらです。
Yes, those guys. They came in clutch. Everyone had a
メイン
purpose.
シャフトのベータ軍は
There's
90
no
番
beta,
格納
we've
庫
done
兵
it.
器に集中しています。
Uh-oh, wait, never mind, I lied.
90番格納庫第1第2各撃耐久値マイナス40。
90番格納庫。
鈴宮長制御室に入りました。何か出ます。
Guys, I promise I didn't kill. I was using cams.
我々は外で警戒任務につきます。何か。
わかりました。
それでは注意、よろしくお願いします。
The boys.
反応ロダイアログ。ドライブモニター呼び出し。コントロールパネル。
She's literally in electrical. She's getting a scan. Password. Password.
来た。
白金。はるかが
The
制御室に入
success
った。
song. She's there already? We haven't even finished up cleaning the beta. Wow, she's made good time down the ladder with those legs. Way to go.
悔しいけど私たちの負けね。さすがはるか。
I hate to admit it, but she beat us to the punch. Not that I expect anything less. And this turned into a competition when?
いいの
Well,
よ
who。cares? First Lieutenant Hayase is grinning from ear to ear. And not only did Suzumiya finally get the opportunity to fight alongside us, she's done better than we expected. Given how too close of them are, I bet Hayase is even more proud than Suzumiya is. That is a much longer password. What? Team? We're good. What?
副司令ダメです。非常停止の操作画面まで。
EXO, it's no good. I can't get past the emergency shutdown. Nah, yeah.
それです。
Nah, need.
パスワードは認識しているようですが最終確認画面が立ち上がらずエラー
It's
06
accepting the
の表
password,
示
but
が
still a final confirmation where I just get the error. Error 61.
エラー06
Thank you so much for the follow. Oh my god, I'm running out of words. I am running out of words to say thank
画面を
you.
呼び出して接
We
続
might as well
状態を
start saying it in
確認しなさい
different languages. Error 61. The reactor isn't responding. So open the network control screen and see the status of connection. All enemies are eliminated. Reactor secure.
よしゲート前に戻ってそのまま警戒
Sweet,
よ
now get to the gate and stand guard. Why do we have to be dealing with computer errors now? What the hell? We're counting on you, Suzumiya.
副司令原因が分かりました。
反応炉と制御室をつなぐメインケーブルとサブケーブルが共に断線しています
The main and auxiliary cables connecting the reactor to the control room have been disconnected. Disconnected? That's what's causing the problem?
なるほど侵入したベータにやられたんだ
Donka, yeah. Great, so the beta must have gotten to them.
なんと
Or
か
as I will
それを試みて
ironically
みます
say, donkey.
無駄よそれができるなら今頃司令室から遠隔操作して
Don't bother. If it were possible, we just have sent a command from here.
ハッキング対策で専用回線以外から入ってくる
Things have been going well.
全部跳ねる仕組みなのよ
It's just a computer error. It's designed to only accept important codes, so the dedicated cable is a countermeasure.
どうす
Then
れば
what do?
早瀬白
Ayase
金
Shirogane?
聞いていたわね断線したケー
Who
ブ
would
ル
have
を
thought a
交換
broken
してちょうだい
cable could go ahead and do this? You want us to do
ジ
that?
ョイントは規格品だから接続作業は簡単なもんよ
The connections are standardized, so they're easy enough to hook
管
up.
制室と反応炉に備えたサブコンピューターをつなぐケーブルの長さは42メートル
The cable connecting the control room to the subcomputer in the reactor is 42 meters long.
18番ケーブルを外して使いなさい位置も近いし88メートルあるから長さも十分よ
Disconnect. That's like a more formal way. It's just like a thank you very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Disconnect cable number 18 and use that instead. It's nearby an 88 meters long. Plenty of room.
本来なら
超過外骨格で作業するところだけど、戦術機のマニピュレーターでも十分やれるわ。
Normally we do this with feedback protectors, but TSS manipulators should do the job.
了解。とにかく作業
Copy
にか
that.
かり
We'll
ま
get
す。
started.
作業マニュアルは転送したわ。格納庫の隔壁がそろそろ危ないから急いでちょうだい。
I've sent you the repair manual. The hangar barriers aren't gonna last much longer, so make it quick.
私は反応炉側をやるわ。あんたは制御室側をお願い。5分以内にやるわよ。
I'll connect it to the reactor so you guys can finish the control room. We'll finish this up in 5 minutes. So the terminal is this thing, cable 18. Oh, there's so many freaking cables. Yeah, turn it off and on again. Linus Tech Tips. Huh?
失礼します。注意。何か変わったこと
No,
は
everything's good.
校長、こっちは大丈夫です。どうしたんですか、そんな
Yeah,
に
I'm
慌
fine,
て
but
て。
is you good? Everything, you seem
い
flustered.
え、何度かお呼びしたんですが、返事が
I
なか
tried
った
calling
の
you
で
and nothing, and you never responded.
そうだったんですか。
Oh, you did? Sorry.
いや、おそらくこの部屋の厳重な電磁波対策の影響だな。
It's probably just this
No,
room's
mine
resistance to electromagnetic interference. Your voice is good though.
本当だ。
Cool, you're right.
なるほ
Oh,
ど。
you're
そう
right.
いうこ
Didn't
と
say
か。
cool. That was me. That explains that, but how are we supposed to deal with it?
万が一の場合は指令室経由で呼んでもらおう。この部屋と指令室は有線
If
で
something
繋
were to
がっている
happen, she can just call us through HQ. There's a wired connection between here and there.
聞いての通りです、注意。お手数ですがよろしくお願いします。
Sounds good. That's our plan then, First Lieutenant. It's more work on your end, but it's best that way.
はい。
Understand.
定期的に様子は見に来ますので、どうぞご安心
We'll
く
just
ださ
come
い
in。to check on you every so often, so don't worry
大
about
丈
it,
夫
okay?
です。皆さんに外を固めていただいている
I'll
の
be
で。
fine then. I have
安
nothing to
心
worry
してい
about
ま
with
す
all of you guarding the door.
作業中にお邪魔しました。
I
では
apologize for
失
the
礼します
interruption. Good luck.
皆さんもお気をつけて。
Take care now. Alright, Valkyrie 2 connected.
アルファ2よりヘッドクォーター、ケーブル接続完了。
Alpha 2 over to headquarters. We've connected the
ヘ
cable.
ッドクォーター了解。アルファ2各機はその場で待機せよ。
Headquarters copy. Alpha 2 standby.
了解。
鈴宮、制御コンピューターを
Alright,
再起動。
Suzumiya, turn it off and turn it on.
了解。
Turn it on and off again. We've lost a lot of time with that. I'm starting to get nervous
ず
now.
いぶんごゆっくりだったわね、白がね。この勝負は私の勝ちよ。
Well, you sure took your sweet time. I win this round. You've got to be kidding me. My end was littered with other cables, and I was still a minute later. Only
ダ
a minute
メ
later.。
それでも勝ちは勝ちよ。
Excuses, excuses. I won. Whatever. There wasn't a competition anyways.
何言ってんの。人生は何事も勝負よ。分かってな
You
いわ
can't be
ね。
serious. Everything in life is a competition. Are you really that clueless? Alright, fine. I lost. Happy?
分かればいいのよ。分かれ
Yep,
ば
as。long as you admit it. Why is she coming up with weird competitions at a time like this? I know. She's kidding around with me because she can sense frustration. The fate of the base is riding on Suzumiya right now. Hayase's must be even more nervous than I am. She's probably worried sick about Suzumiya. I mean, Hayase must trust Suzumiya though with all of her heart.
再起動完了しました。
Alright, she turned it off
こ
and
れ
on
より非常
again.
停止プログラムにアクセスし
Our
ます。
boy Linus is on the phone. I'm finished restarting it. Accessing the emergency shutdown now. All I could do is just believe in her and wait. I could double check my own work. Would be screwed if I did anything too careless. Sorry, I'm getting so hyped. Is that? Oh god. I felt my heart rate just skyrocket. I felt my heart rate skyrocket. I am in heart attack range. Victory music begins to play. Thank you so much for the follow. Valkyrie 2 to HQ, the barrier for the 7th maintenance gate has been breached. The beta have infiltrated the research wing.
ヘッドクォーター了解。
No.
アルファ3に警戒を促す。
I do not want Suzumiya dead. This is HQ copy, will warn Alpha 3. I'm sure it'll be fine, but since she has the guards with her, but...
接続。
She's about to find out who the imposter is. Cams on.
パスワード。
Password. I wonder what it is. Probably some weird obscure reference to extra that I completely missed. Please, work. Please. Oh, it's accepted. We're Daijo...
やったー。
We're Daijoubu.
アルファ3鈴宮よりヘッドクォーター。非常停止プログラムにアクセス
Alpha
完
3,
了しま
Suzumiya
し
to
た。
HQ, I've access...
アルファ3鈴宮よりヘッドクォーター。非常停止プログラムにアクセス完了しました。
I take back my statement. I've accessed the... Huh? Oh, Jesus Christ. No. No.
校長、白い部が応答しないの。
No, please
あなたの無線では。
No! No! I liked him. There's something wrong with the control room monitor. Her transmissions and monitor images were just fine a minute ago. What the hell happened?
アルファ2。
Alpha 2, we can't we can come. Shogane, the control room. What? Suzumiya. No, please. No. I'm too sad to speak. I felt like it was coming, but maybe she's still alive. It was just a little bit of blood. She's only a flesh wound. I have hope. I have hope.
敵前衛との距離は220を維持。
了解。データ侵入量増大中。各駅の穴が広がっています。ったく、キリがないね。通路から出した。奴らが広がったら厄介だぞ。了解。各駅が完全に崩壊しました。
BC 核正体はスサノーまで交代。以降は独自判断で対処せよ。了解。
3 of my favorite side characters may have just got taken out of one blow. The UN soldiers are gone, decapitated, but I have hope for Haruka. Shirogane will find a way. He always does. Oh god. Yeah. Koko's still okay. She's gonna be my new favorite of the side characters now. It's like a game of Danganronpa. All my favorites are getting killed off. The lads. Yeah. Oh. Debater on the Susanoo. Please no. That's our last hope.
ワルキリー4よりヘッドクォーター。敵がスタノーに取り付け始めています。反応路停止はまだですか？
ヘッドクォーターアルファアルファ3は任務失敗。司令部。
どういうことだ？
アル3がベータ襲撃決定。アル2の発進が。デスは対地攻撃中。鈴宮。
Bruh. Why isn't our data being updated? Why aren't we getting anything from HQ? What the hell? What the hell? What are we gonna do now? Suzumi is gone. We'll be... Did you fix it? I can't get a connection. Don't tell me the beta can't have gotten to the HQ. I doubt that. There's no way they would have made it that far. Look, the relay in the upper levels is shut down. We can transmit as far as the 5th barrier, but any higher is out of the question. So that means we should be able to get through on a wired connection then. Sounds about right. Let's give it a try. I'll open up a wired connection through the transmission post. Link me up with your TSF.
あんたたち何やってたのよ。遅い
What the
じゃ
hell were you two doing? What took you so long?
すみません。どうやら中継機が破壊されたようです。現在有線で繋いでいま
I'm
す。
so sorry. It looks like the relay was destroyed. We're on a wired connection now. How's Alpha 1?
格納庫は無線も有線もそっち以上のダメージよ。通信からネットワークまで全てダウンして
Both wired and wireless connections to the hangar are even worse than yours. Our communication networks are down. So you have no idea what's going on with them.
ええ B29 フロア以下のネットワー
Okay.
クは
I just looked over at the
か
time.
ろうじてモニターできている。
I'm sorry. This is going to be the ultimate tease, but we're going to go ahead and end it here tonight. We'll go ahead and finish up the rest of... I don't even know how this is going to end. There's been too much death already. I don't even... can't even imagine where this is going to go. Before I go ahead and completely log off, I do want to say thank you to each and every single person that followed and the subscribes as well. It's unbelievable that I was able to hit 100. So, okay, never mind. My Twitch, my notifications aren't working, so I am going to go ahead and at the start of tomorrow night's stream, I will go ahead and say thank you to each and every person. As always, thank you guys so much. Throwing more in there. It takes usually about an hour for it all to go ahead and update. Thank you again. Oh my god. Thank you so much, every single person who supported me, the communities. I have no words. I have absolutely none. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I will be back here again tomorrow as always. I wish I can go ahead and give a personalized thank you to everyone, but my notifications aren't working, so that'll go ahead and be on for tomorrow. I never thought I'd hit 100, and it's crazy to see that today was the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed and are enjoying this experience and ride as much as I am, and I hope to also see you guys here around tomorrow. Thank you guys so much again for everything. I cannot thank it enough, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Alrighty, that's going to be me signing off. I'll see you back here again tomorrow night, everyone. Have a fantastic night.